Tonka.
Okay, guys, welcome back. This is episode 3 of Texan Nerds Dungeons and Dragons Quest. We've got the gang here. Bimp Naughton is in New York, so he is playing via Wi-Fi's right there. We got a little FaceTime, little Bimp Naughton. That's my friend Angie over there on the left, and then my man Marc Rebillet is subbing in for Brick Rot today, so he's going to be playing the half-orc barbarian that doesn't take no shit from anyone and wears jorts and is otherwise covered in scars.
It's like a Hulk, but angrier. Angrier, somehow.
All right, and cheers, my friends.
Cheers.
Welcome to seeing what my house looks like with stuff in it.
How are you? Cheers, guys. Cheers.
And who wants to catch us up on last week's episode?
Any hands? If no?
Last week, we entered the cave. Didn't do so well in the beginning. Got caught off guard by the gobbo traps. Got washed downstream a little bit. This guy got it twice.
Almost that.
The double wash.
Continued down through the cave. Had ourselves a little combat with a couple gobbos, trying to set off multiple traps. Dispatched them pretty quickly. Approached the door in which Ryan Cooper, the amazing rogue, scouted out for us and saw a king of sorts, bugbear, sitting on his throne, demanding this and that. Through rigorous planning, we devised a flawless plan to pincer attack on the room by going down and around through the wolf cave, up the chimney, and side attack from that way as we busted in the door from this way, pretending that Bimp Naughton was captured.
My disguised goblin
that's right.
self. Still a very tall goblin, but you know.
Massive goblin.
4 foot goblin. 4'9" goblin.
I don't think it worked too well, but it was enough.
I'm a tall boy.
It was enough to catch the bugbear off guard for us to full-on assault, and I think we killed him without him.
I think we murdered
doing
Clark
anything.
pretty well without any.
Yeah, Clark went
He
down.
never got a hit in.
Yeah.
I ran away.
It's a flawless
I
victory.
tried to hit me and miss.
Flawless victory.
As a brave little paladin, I ran to the other side of the room invisibly. And I believe it was you and Brick Rot who murdered him very well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they took care of him pretty handedly.
Good performance.
Took care of the his pet wolf in there. The goblin ran down
No, we still have our 3 wolves.
down the side, off the chimney. We decided not to pursue him.
Not to dive down the hole.
Correct. Figured that was a bad call, and that's where we left off.
Here we are.
All right, and that pretty much brings us back to where we are. I don't have anything new to add other than you are standing in the large lair with 30-foot ceilings that was formerly the throne room of the fallen bugbear Clarg. The fire in the middle of the room still flickers, and the bones of the eaten fish lay in between the dead body of Clarg, the bugbear, and his faithful companion Ripper, the wolf. And our other goblin has just dove down the hole. This room has 2 entrances and 2 exits, one being the giant doorway that you guys came through, and the other exit to this room being the hole that the goblin dug through and that Ryan Cooper had just gotten done climbing up and out of, along with Melne. So you're certain with how everything connects. What would you guys like to do from here?
Investigate the
Yes.
treasure.
Loot. Check the loot pile against the. I mean, is anyone concerned about the goblin that drove down the hole? Really?
Sort of. I mean, if I see the hole at the bottom of the loot pile, then I might look in the hole. But I'm not.
Did we hear any noises from the wolves when the goblin dove
You did
down?
not hear any wolf noises. You
Okay.
heard some like, oomph, shit in goblin.
Yeah.
But audible groaning, even
Yeah.
if you don't speak
I'm
Goblin.
not feeling great on that
You can
jump.
tell what a goblin tumbling down a 30-foot pile of stone.
Not a smooth
sounds like.
landing. Didn't stick that one.
If you do speak Goblin, you might have learned a few choice words during the fall.
Okay.
But the wolves otherwise didn't make any sort of audible reaction.
Do we want to go after this goblin, or do we just want to let him go?
I'm just gonna go check at the hole and see if he's like laying on the ground down there or if he's taken off. I've still got the light of the rock
Stone light,
motion. Yeah.
You go over to the hole, take your magically illuminated stone and shine it down the hole, and you see 3 wolves down there that start kind of barking at you when you hold the light, but you don't see any signs of goblin.
Cool.
Did I hear you guys saying something over there?
Rick was saying that he wanted to go into the hole, and I was check that shit out. Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if Brickrot knows that there's a whole nother half of this cave that we can go check out before we're jumping down into this hole.
So Rick Rock, just to catch you up, that hole is a 30-foot straight down fall with a bunch of bones at the bottom, and 3 chained up wolves are in the room. When Brick Rot, however, I'm going to take what Brick Rot just did. Brick Rot, you go over to the hole and you peek your head down that hole, and you see a 30-foot drop, a pile of bones at the bottom, and some wolves tugging at their chains at the bottom of that hole.
I want to say maybe we should reconsider.
I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder and say, I agree. I agree.
I want to check out that whatever the throne was, whatever was around there. Maybe you dropped something that was
Yeah, you wanna
valuable.
Let's do
wanna
an
loot the body?
investigation.
All right.
I'd like to.
Bit Naughton wants to go check out the throne. Bit Naughton, our small female forest gnome bard, is rooting around on the throne,
Druid.
knocking, looking for secret compartments.
Small female.
Oh yeah, sorry, I
Forest
confused the thing. Yeah, Druid. Excuse me. The bard was Melme. Other not pictured character. And you are searching around, and I'll let you look while the other characters are acting in the throne room.
I'm gonna peek out the side, out the door that we came to see if that Gabo is trying to like
Back
loop
around?
around and go down that path we haven't gone down yet.
Good idea. I don't think your guy's out there right now.
Oh no.
Did you bring your gun? Do you have your mini?
No.
If you don't, I've got
terrible-
I got subs.
I'm a terrible player.
So,
I've got a good sub for you.
So while Bit Naughton is
Yes, very
checking out
well.
the throne, what are you guys doing?
Let's go with the caster.
He's going around to the edge of the door to make sure that goblin's not coming back
There you
around.
are. Perfect.
I'm checking out the
That's
loot.
casty.
Okay. You want to give me a roll for the loot?
Yeah, investigation.
Yes. Ryan Cooper is investigating the pile of what appears to be the stolen provisions from previous carriages.
11.
There is a brand on the side with a blue shield and a lion. You rolled an 11. While sorting through the goods, you are able to find a barely hidden treasure chest, kind of tucked over in the corner, as you would expect a bugbear leader to do in his cave. Not really worried about the goblins. That treasure chest contains 600 copper pieces, 110 silver pieces, 2 potions of healing, and a jade statuette of a frog with tiny golden orbs for eyes. And the frog statuette is small enough to fit in the pocket for a pouch.
Awesome.
Your 2 potions of healing. Meth, do you mind providing the potions of healing?
Oh, no, not at all.
2 potions of healing have been added.
That was 600 copper, right?
Yeah, I was just about to start right
One of my house rules for everybody, I've explained it to the people. If anybody is ever taking a potion of any kind, we use airplane bottles of booze as the potions that people need to consume. So
600 copper. How much silver?
110 silver pieces.
110 silver, and then the green. Two.
A jade statuette of a frog with tiny golden orbs for eyes.
I see that coming in handy at some point.
Maybe.
I don't know why I see that as integral to the plot.
I mean, it's very detailed. Why would it not be important?
Right.
The big bad's gonna be Hypnotoad.
And then, Bib Naughton, while you are over exploring the throne, you're not necessarily finding any secret compartments or something, but you certainly do come across the Morning Star, or mace, but a Morning Star that Clark was wielding.
Hey, does anybody want this Morning Star? I don't know if I can.
That's all you, big boy.
The
The fucking paladin.
I could probably make some good use of that.
So Meth, since we're broadcasting to other people, while you pick up that Morning Star, kind of describe what your character's appearance looks like as you pick up that Morning Star.
Are we going full character appearance?
Just a quick description.
As a Fearbulg, I am relatively tall. I'm 7'9", wearing chainmail, covered by. I do cover it in a kind of a dirty green garb, so you can't really see my chainmail. But
Like
big.
a ghillie suit?
Huh?
Kind of like a ghillie suit.
Gil, and this is
Chainmail.
actually my guy. If you want to see what he looks like, that is me.
I like
Um,
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
strawberry blonde hair, kind of a dark blue skin, kind of gray blue. I don't like to look intimidating, but imposing. So I just want to go over and look at that, take a peek at that Morning Star, and be like, I could probably make some use of that.
Take some practice swings with it.
Yeah, take it up, just
Feeling good.
feel the weight. Like, oh, this might be a two-hander even.
All right, what are we doing? What are we doing now?
Is Clark wearing any armor?
Oh, and to clarify, Ryan Cooper, you found that treasure chest. Amongst the pile is just kind of generic goods: pickaxes, bags of flour, some stacks of apples. A couple basic things here and there that are just kind of just like the things that were on the mining caravan that you guys were escorting earlier. It looks like stuff, and if you want to give me a perception roll or an insight roll.
I'm gonna take one of the bags.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Always need flour.
All right.
Natural green.
All right. Your insight roll is that these Cragmaw cavern dweller goblin people. This is the pile of all of the stuff on their wagons, and it is clear that you can tell that this whole cave just lives off of picking off wagons, delivering up to Coneyberry or Phandalin, but they're all things with this blue emblem with the lion branded on the side. And also, because you rolled a 20, you find a note scribbled on the side that is written to Clark that is telling Clark that he needs to be on the lookout for a dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker, and that he will likely be traveling to Phandalin soon, and that his orders is written in the word from a boss. His orders are to find Gundren and send him up to the castle. It just says the castle, and then it's signed at the bottom, Glassstaff. So you are aware that Clark here has received orders to abduct Gundren, but it's not necessarily just a random happenstance.
Cool. I immediately share all of guys, I got a note. Somebody's got to read this note. So we all know exactly what's going on.
What language is it in?
It is in common.
Oh.
It is written. That's a great question because it was written in common, addressed to the leader of the Goblin gang that clearly speaks Goblin. So there's a little second layer of information there for you as well.
Okay.
Sam, I rolled a nat 20 on my perception.
I can verify if he asked me to be with.
What are you perceiving?
I'm just keeping watch on the outside of the.
You're out in the two
Yeah,
lakes,
it's me
in the
right
two
here.
reservoir room.
just right outside the entrance to the throne.
You are vigilantly keeping an eye out. While you are making your first action, you want to describe what your character looks like as he sits there.
Sure. Raylenar is an ASMR. However, you would never notice that by appearance. He appears to be very human. Much like my Fearbolg buddy over here, extremely imposing at 5'6" and a whole 110 slender pounds. About chin length, golden blonde hair with some green eyes. And other than that, nothing really remarkable about his appearance.
And you are just going to keep watch, kind of crouched down in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who else has a plan?
I want to take a quick peek. Is Clark wearing any real armor, or is it just kind of pieced together?
Shitty leather armor. is what we-
Yeah,
Maybe
shitty
leather.
leather armor, but it was pretty custom. It
Yeah,
was like
it was built
tight-
for
it was
bugbear
tight to his
physique,
body
yeah.
and built for a bugbear.
So he had a
Uh,
goblin tailor, is what I'm seeing. Okay, cool.
You know,
So we can
yeah,
find
it
that guy.
it looks like it was done in house. The
Yeah.
job was not super well done. The
Yeah.
kind of cobbled together leather patches
Okay.
strapped to it.
No worries. And you said it was kind of general supplies over here that were left on those?
Yes, general
Apples
supplies.
and stuff like that. Maybe we should throw some apples in that the bag that we have.
The bag of holding?
Yeah, we can throw the flour, bag of flour.
I think we should definitely take some flour. It's just hey guys, want biscuits? Want some pancakes?
And we already have
also invisible people.
the wolf meat.
But,
We've got
yeah.
the wolf meat too, so throw that in there.
Did you guys have something there?
Or the boar meat,
Yeah.
sorry.
All right.
Okay, cool. Then in that case, if there's nothing else we find in this room, and I feel like everyone's had a pretty good look over, why don't we head back out and start heading towards the other side?
Going
the,
across the bridge.
Yeah, across that bridge up top.
I think going across that bridge would be a good idea. What's our what marching order? I can go. I'll be in the front-ish. And I
Okay,
can start
wait.
using kind of
You
stealthy
don't
more.
have dark vision though. That is
No.
an issue. I need to get your light. Do we want to put brick rot near the front, or
I don't think we have to worry about stealth anymore, though.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'll
let's just
up
go.
front.
Let's
I've
go
got
with strong guys
I've got
up
the
front.
light.
Get the light up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Mind if I march with you? If we can go side by side,
Of
for a
course.
second.
Bit Naughton and Brick Rot, we're picking our marching order. Do you guys have a preference into where you are in the line of things?
Far from the front for me, please.
You want to be back or middle?
Not fully back.
I can do back. I got
Yeah.
49%.
Listen, I'll march forward and I'll just check out the front lines and make sure we're doing okay.
Okay.
All right, so Brick Rot is up front. Ben Naughton is towards the back. You guys want to line up the characters for
Yeah.
me there?
We're heading over the bridge. It's going that way. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Kind of. It goes
I'll let.
like that.
See, I figure we were heading out this way. That's brick rot. This is Melanie. She'd probably be in the middle here.
Right.
Where are you going at?
I'll go on the backpack because it's kind of do a little protection for
You
the
going
back.
backpack?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Right there is fine.
Holding the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
The more
Oh.
people I can see, the better.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm a little bigger than.
Okay. So that's our general order. And I figure we're just marching straight across.
Okay, y'all are walking along the little pathway, and you come to your bridge. We've already established you guys aren't worried about stealth, so you're kind of
Yeah,
marching
just
around
marching.
full speed. You've got lanterns or a lit.
Sorry,
Let's
so
have-
when we get to the bridge, I want to check the traps
All right,
before we
should be a handy thing.
Perception?
Bring it on, perception.
So many.
20.
Okay, with your 20 perception, not only do you see that there are no traps, but you are, while you are searching for the traps, you are starting to get the vibe that this bridge might not be the sturdiest bridge. You're feeling good about one person traveling across it, but while it's not a trap, you are still looking.
Might just be a one at a time situation.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm a hefty boy. He's a
It
hefty boy.
feels like a one at a time.
Right, hefty boy.
And maybe even Fat Boy's last, just in case.
Yeah, I put my hand up and I warn them, hey, this bridge was made to take Goblin away.
Send the road.
And while y'all are not worried about stealth, you are whispering to each other, I trust?
Yes. So it makes its way back.
Okay.
You are still in a room with a loud waterfall. Like,
I'm not feeling
camera
like.
lines all set up.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of people can hear us in that room because there is that loud waterfall.
So I think we have two good options then. Either you or Bip Naughton to go first. Bip Naughton, because you have night vision, right? Or dark vision, right?
Well, can I take the rock if I'm going to go first across this?
Yeah, but also you're the lightest person. And
I also have a torch. I'm stealthy.
sorry.
So I'll let you know if there's anything. I can always run across that. We can always run across.
I mean, she is very light.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Let's send the lightest
All right.
party.
So we're sending Bip Naughton across first.
Dainty Bent Naughton takes the first walk across the bridge.
Spikes
Don't
are-
forget to look for traps.
19 I rolled.
You are successfully making it across the bridge. And then when you get to the far side,
Gonna give me a heart attack.
Oh, sorry, you're good.
Goblin.
and then when you get to the far side, there's like a horseshoe bend that you're in, and you don't necessarily see anything over in that area, and that's where you're at.
Cool.
Alright. I'm gonna signal back to the others. And it looks like it's clear.
Awesome.
He gives all clear
Okay.
wave.
Okay, we're sending you across second.
9.
9, you also make it across,
Okay.
and there's nothing crazy happens.
Okay. I would say Melmay next, but I think Brickrot would take issue with sending her first.
Brickrot would want to defend his lady.
Follow very quickly.
All right.
Yeah, so it'd be either
So we should send Ray Lenore. I'm
Um,
pretty sure I weigh the most, so I'm going less.
I'm probably right behind you.
Raylan,
I'm at 400.
What am I rolling?
you were just rolling your,
As I walk back,
dexterity
did I
for
grab
getting
the
across
rocks?
this rickety bridge.
Gotcha.
Okay. So now there's light on the other side over there with us.
That's an 11.
11, nothing bad happens.
Okay.
You walk across the bridge.
Okay. Hey, Brickrot, aka Mark.
What's up?
How about you cross that bridge before your lady friend crosses the bridge?
All right, I'm gonna roll that for him.
Fair enough.
Roll that for me, dude.
He's rolling up real good.
And you make it across the bridge with no incident.
Okay.
Melmay next.
Yeah. Well, the base is a 4, but let's turn that brightness up so I can see her freaking character sheet. Am I like what is it?
The body weight of Melmay, I'm not worried about.
She's very light. Yeah.
Yeah, if it was,
She's like
if it was
under-
Brickrot that rolled a 4, then we
Yeah.
might have had an issue. But Melmay,
She's 90 pounds.
yeah, let's call this dex, so you're getting a plus a couple on
That's
that.
like plus. If it's just straight dex, that's +4.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
that gets you out of the danger zone.
Okay,
there.
so that's an 8.
We got 2 people
Okay.
left behind.
So we got Big Boy and Big Boy, I believe.
Yep.
Boy, the 400 pounders plus.
Mind if I go first?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go first. Okay.
With how rickety this bridge is, would throwing a rope to help guide them, would that help at all? Is it more
It
just
certainly
stability?
could be something that would be useful. That's
I
a
have
good
50
call.
yards of hip rope.
Because I know that they're
And you're already across, right?
big
Yeah.
boys, yeah.
So you can toss it back and give them.
So I need to do a toss roll.
We'll have brick
Yeah,
right.
you can-
I only weigh
toss-
260.
Okay.
I'm not that heavy, guys.
Okay.
We'll have brick
I'm a
rock
lean
anchored.
7'9".
Okay.
And then I'll help them. So 2 of us on this side, and we'll have each of them go 1 by 1.
All right, Meth. So you're next.
I'll be next.
Saving the robot for last.
The rope on the
That is a
5 feet.
14 without any modifier.
14's good.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Robo buddy, I look back.
I got
Flint,
it.
we got you.
Dex threat, right?
Yep.
Go for me, man.
Ooh.
9.
9. I will let the bridge stay together.
Just barely, it buckles a little.
Yeah. Yeah. Just barely is right. All right, so y'all make it across the bridge, and you are at this little roundabout over here.
In that little roundabout, is there area
Yeah,
for
we
us
turn.
to get in the order that we want to go in?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Same as it was before.
Yeah,
I
so same
assume
as
you
it was
saying
before.
Hey, Flint.
kind of the opposite.
All right,
of
you're in,
this
you're in
question.
a dark corner.
Do you count as a construct?
I think they typically are.
But like
It's weird. It's so
Cure
weird.
Wounds doesn't work.
I think Cure Wounds does work on them.
Okay.
But they're weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
They're like a living construct. Yeah.
Alright.
Actually, I think that's how it's worded.
Flint now has the rock back so that he has light as well. I think he's
Okay.
getting the rock back.
And then as you guys are starting to come around the corner, you can see, a little pathway down the hallway. And you can see an archway and a room at the end of the hallway that is flickering with the light of a fire.
I heard that.
You see
It's
all that?
flickering with the light of a fire.
All right.
Okay. Well,
I think we should
Let's
move
go in.
forward. Yeah.
let's just go in. Let's figure out what it is. At this point, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, I mean, let's just get in the room, all of
Sneak
us.
or rush?
Rush, man. At this
Rush?
point,
We've got the big guy. Yeah.
Is the heavyweights inside the room, or are we already inside the room?
We're not inside the room yet.
No, you guys are you're about 40 feet from the entrance to this doorway, and inside the doorway you can tell there's a bigger cavern on the inside, and there's the light of a fire flickering inside in that entrance at the end of the hall, but you don't see anything necessarily other than that.
Alright, take a step inside.
I mean, hey,
Rush it.
Yeah, let's rush it.
Okay, so since you are 40 feet from the door, we're not in initiative.
rushing.
We're not in initiative, but I do want you guys to progress one turn at a time.
guys, do we want to start with stealth now that we see it, or are we straight rushing?
Yeah, let's go stealthy
Until
we
we're
get
close enough to
left.
rush?
Yeah, one
You want me to move up?
Stop. So basically, like half speed for another 15 feet, another round, and then bum rush.
I'd say go with that.
I'm good with it.
All right, so you guys progress with some tippy toes, 15 feet. And you're able to see a little bit further into the room, but you're still not seeing anything in the room.
Okay.
Do we hear anything?
You do not. If you want to give me a roll.
Sure. That's a 10? Big ol' tenor.
With your 10, you're certainly not hearing anything, but you are like kind of able to see that there was like stuff around the fire, and you can see the fire in the middle of the room, and you can see there's kind of like things laying around, but you don't see anything other than just some goblin stuff in a goblin cave next to a goblin fire.
I'm gonna shield my light, and I'm gonna sneak forward another 15 feet.
All right, so all visible lights have been turned off.
Yes.
Yes.
Besides the fire coming through there.
Yeah,
That's
but
kind of,
y'all-
I'm following that.
Y'all
yeah.
aren't carrying a torch or anything.
No.
Correct.
And you are just moving forward because you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you're moving towards that. Okay.
Good story. Okay, someone in picture.
All right. This gets you. And y'all moving just 15 feet, right?
Yep.
Half speed, nice and stealthy.
so we're still about to be outside the door.
Yeah, we're right outside the door.
You guys are at the doorway.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Casey?
I mean, I think you should just get him in.
Fire's there.
If we put the big guys up front, we're not trying to do stealth right now.
No, I'm just trying to get within range.
Yeah, so that at least we,
Once
when
I
we
see
get in the
him,
room, we can do shit.
I can make one move. To get
Right.
You all see
No,
where we
hurry.
are, guys?
Right there with you, Flint. Just.
And it's darkness other than the fire and the objects around it.
Yes, sir.
But as y'all are getting to this doorway, things are about to change because Flint is able to see some things.
Can you guys see the board at all right now or no?
Right, yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yeah? Okay.
Room right there.
Perfect.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, that's right.
Oh, shit.
How many bags I got? Let's go.
Bags we
An
got.
army of goblins.
For glory.
He still plays
Just.
for Gundren.
Just with a sickle walking through, just cutting goblin heads off.
That make a gross sound.
It'd be more way like
Yeah, no.
suction noise.
Yep.
The gurgling, the air leaving the.
Yep. Those are the exact sounds that I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Oh, I never asked. Is Clark's Morningstar regular Morningstar?
6.
I realize this is like the terrible worst time to ask.
Say what?
Was Clark's Morningstar just a regular Morningstar? Like, is that what I would add to my
Yes,
answer?
Clark's Morningstar
Okay.
was a regular Morningstar.
Making sure, so I can make sure I do the right damage I said to you.
Okay.
9?
1, 2, 3,
8.
4, 6. Yes, 8.
8 goblins.
And then
Mini goblin.
Clark, you Flint, you come to the corner, and you are moving carefully. So I'm going to give me a stealth roll.
16.
Alright, lucky bastard. Alright, with the 16, I will let you kind of poke around at the entrance to that. I will let you poke around at the entrance of that, and you're kind of seeing that there's a group of goblins over here on the right side. You can't quite tell exactly how many there are. And then up here, you walk into this, or you're looking into this room. We've got the fire going right here in the middle. And then off to the right, where you see this little cluster of goblins over in the corner, you can see there's bedrolls, and they're kind of like trying to hide back into that corner. And then up here on this cliff, there are 2 goblins that are just holding big shields. A big wooden shield, and then you can't see anything behind the 2 just wooden blocks up there.
Alright. I motion to the rest of the group to stop.
So since you kind of did that, I'm going to kind of pull you a little bit back. That'll do.
I indicate to Meth that there are goblins in there. I think we still want to just rush in and charge. I whisper to him. It looks like there's not too many that we
And I'll
can take out.
I'm gonna ask left or right.
Nice.
Right.
Right. So you go right or go left?
It might be good. Plus this. Well, we know there are an approximate number of goblins, right? Not a complete or accurate one.
Yeah, I don't know.
We just know there are goblins. Yeah.
There are goblins. Can they ever be peace-loving goblins?
I don't think the Cragmaws are. If any,
Not a lot of them.
not the Cragmaw. I mean, we have 4 melee. We can split them up 2 and 2, and then the range can divvy attacks as needed.
I pick up a log from the fire and use it as a torch.
You are outside of the room. You're about 30 feet from this fire, and this fire is in the middle of this room that you guys are outside of. So you are not in the range to do that.
Okay, gosh.
Did you show them the room that they're in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. I think we should go in.
Yeah.
I think we need to rush in, but the question is, do we bum rush one side or do we split? I think we split.
I think we split. I think every
you
other
take
one
right,
goes.
and then I run left. That way you guard the right, because that's obviously the closer threat. I run left, and then we can
and
divvy up.
then Brick Rock's right behind y'all.
Yeah, he can go either side.
Right.
I mean, we can kind of reposition.
I'm gonna try something now.
Okay.
If I
I
throw
mean, I would
my
like
bag
that.
of flour onto the fire, poof, and explode and cause a big flare.
Ooh. Do you have it on you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I said I picked up a bag of flour.
Fair enough. now, Sam, are you going to?
No. I did.
Now, Sam, are you going to validate the explosivity of flour?
I'm not necessarily
no,
trying to
I'm
cause
not-
any
Worst case
damage.
scenario, it turns the whole room dark.
I'm not really trying to cause any damage. I'm just trying to kind of scatter it up in the air and cause a big flare above the fire.
Well, flour is flammable.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, it will combust violently if compressed.
Oh,
And the right ratio of oxygen.
Well, yes, there has to be the right oxygen mix.
That's what I meant.
Over compressed, it just snuffs the fire out, but yeah. I'm just saying, you have a candle and a tube, you throw in some flour, you're getting a boom out.
So that's what I want to do first. Is just take one step forward right here and try to toss that bag of flour, so that way it causes a huge flare above the fire.
So this bag of flour is like a 25-pound sack
He's a beefy boy, to be
of
fair.
flour. I'm just establishing what we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a 15-foot throw.
Yeah, I got a 25-pound sack of flour and a 15-foot toss, and it is a sealed bag of flour. So what did you want to do?
I was going to try to throw it so that way. I was picturing a much smaller bag of flour, just to kind of create a big flare.
Something
above
a
there.
human would carry like this.
Yeah. Which I probably won't have any trouble throwing that far, but I don't know if it would flare up like I want it.
You would need to make sure it's ripped open.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that would be a free action and an action, or if that would be 2 actions. It's
Yeah.
all up to God.
To cut one open and then to throw it would be.
I'll take that.
But does the top just come open?
It does.
I mean,
There's
I
a
can
little
make
thread that you
Yeah.
pull out, and like a bag of dog food. What was that been on?
I could empty my bag of holding that's got like 1,600 gallons of water in it. And the fire goes out, and then we have
I forgot that we do have a bag of holding with all the water.
So you have a fair of some water in there, but remember those reservoirs were empty when you were filling it. So it was like, maybe you did you run over to the waterfall and you filled it from the waterfall?
Yeah.
Can we just open
He
the
has
ball?
mini
Can we just
water.
open the bag of holding into this room?
Technically, it's dumped upside down.
Cool. Can we just?
Well, go
Hey,
both ways.
you guys tell me what you want to do.
No, throw the.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up the
Overboard
bag
me.
of flour and I'm gonna
It's
toss
soaked.
it over the fire.
Not just Brian.
Okay, give me
I've seen
a
salty
strength throw.
Well, there's salted beef or salted meat.
Okay, with an 8, you throw the bag of flour into the room, and it lands. It lands next to. It lands next to the fire going in the middle, and kind of flaps down. A little dust of flour kind of coils up into the air. A little bit might catch on fire. but it was pretty much like the beginning of Are You Afraid of the Dark? So you get more
The
just like
ending or
and
No,
the beginning.
The beginning with
Oh,
the
yeah.
and the story.
Yeah, and the story begins.
yeah.
And so you get just a little flicker from the fire. And
Come on, if there's
then,
any more, you want to bring that over?
and then that's where you're at. You didn't
No.
step into the room to do it. You tossed it through the doorway. That's
Yes,
my
yeah.
understanding.
I
Okay.
can still make this work.
I believe in you. Hey, buddy, I believe in you. No one else does. I do.
All right.
Alright, well, I assume now the goblins are completely aware of
This-
our presence.
Does anybody here speak Goblin?
No.
Rick Rock does.
Brick rot. Mark.
Okay. Brick Rot, you hear in Goblin a shout coming from inside of the room that says, "Hold still until you see the whites of their eyes."
Oh shit.
But you heard that in Goblin, and you know that nobody else understands that that's what you just heard. They just heard Goblin shouting.
I'm gonna need to turn around and communicate to the team here that some shit is going down.
And I'm going to turn around and communicate. Don't let them see the whites of your eyes.
As long as they don't
Everybody, close your eyes.
Let me rise. I don't have whites
As long as they don't see the whites, we're fine.
Eyes closed. Charge into the room with your eyes
Swords
closed.
up. Start running. Okay. So, what do we want to do with that info, guys? Or are we still going in?
I say now we just charge. 'Cause
I don't know if there's much more turn action we can do all piled up in the hallway, yeah.
No, we need to get in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can move forward and stealthily walk in and try and. But there's
I think
four
stealth is
on one
done. I
side.
think stealth is
Yeah,
done.
let's just run in.
At this point, I'm going to look at you.
I think
At this point, I'm going to look at you and go, are you going left or are you going right?
You're going right.
I'm going left.
All right. Have to hide.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
something to hide
hey
behind.
Sam,
Yes, sir.
will you please grab me a pills?
Again.
Please.
Heart, right here. Love you.
Also grab me one, please, as well.
2 pills.
A round of pills for everyone. Left side, yeah. In the bag.
All right, what are y'all doing?
Charging it. I guess we need to roll initiative, don't we?
Yeah. We want to get in the room and then roll.
Or-
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you guys are going to plan on charging in this room, then I like the idea of an initiative roll preemptively, so y'all can decide. I'd let somebody charge into the room if I wanted to, but
Alright.
Let's get the right die. That'll be important. Whoa, cool. I'm at the bottom. I will be the last. You are going in dice jail. Bring out the ringers.
You were the guy that.
There's a reason these don't match the others. These are the ringers.
Do you
Are
ever
we going
read,
on 3 or are we going on go? 1, 2, 3, go.
It's a.
Everyone went on.
I'm
3.
gonna say 3. Clearly, I was meant to go last.
Oh, what was that Star Wars Rev topic? Did you ever read that? It's like Dungeons and
who's doing
Droids
what?
or something.
I rolled a fucking 1 for my initiative, so I'm going at the end of everything. So
Okay.
everybody else go. I'll catch up.
all right. So Brick Rot and Bent Naughton, do you guys have dice?
Yes, we would have got some. Right.
I need some initiative rolls for each of you.
Bipna, Lead, Brick Rock, Dan.
Let them
Those are some good dice you got there.
11 and 10.
Good old dad.
Hey, better than mine.
Sometimes you
All right. Who else got what?
I got 17.
Nice.
6.
Better than me.
Yep.
18, sir.
Hey, top. Uno, right here.
I don't want to go first.
Big one. You,
Yeah.
you were
You got
literally at the top of
18.
18. You were the top of initiative, man. Got a hold in action or something?
Yeah.
What are you holding?
And then did you roll for Melme yet?
Oh, I'm sorry, I have not rolled for Melmay. She has a 14. I believe hers is a +4, so 18. So she's at the top as well. Yes. Okay.
First number you said.
So she is. Sorry. Yeah. What's your dex? +2.
+1.
+1. She has a +4. Does that mean she goes first technically? Yeah. Okay. So the bard's going first.
Okay, so
Bard's going first.
we haven't done anything yet, but we have a coming down the hallway. An arrow flies down the hallway before you guys even make anything.
From the room?
From the room.
Okay.
You can tell it's coming from facing the room. You can tell it's coming from left to right, crossing like that. And an arrow shoots across and hits nobody.
Just across your face, basically. And you hear it splinter.
I have an idea for what she can do.
Bring the arrow in one hand.
Is that a warning shot? Warning shots?
I don't know. Was the bag of flour a warning shot?
I don't think it was a warning shot.
Do warning shots mean they want to talk?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Well,
I
Melmay.
don't want to die.
Okay, so they took a shot and missed.
Are they smart
Is
enough?
Melmay up next?
Cowardly enough.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Melmay
You know,
is up
No,
next.
sure.
Yes.
Okay. I think Melmay is near the back. Is she able to make her way up to the door? Like, did you say right in front of Flint?
You are
Water
15
Street.
feet from the doorway and being at Flint.
Is she able to get past with no problem? Like, able to get up to the front, essentially?
Yeah, it's each person that you pass is difficult terrain,
So
so
that'd be-
you only get 15
Okay.
feet of movement.
No worries. Cool. And she is going to just let loose a crossbow bolt at one of the guys on the right here. Yeah.
This way or up here?
The right. That way.
Okay. Sorry, that'll just help me.
No worries. Okay. Nat 20. That's a good start right there. Cool.
I would like that for you too.
Okay, so out of these
Seriously.
four, I'm going to describe them a little bit better in
Yeah.
a second. Since you just charged in the room, you don't get that description
Fair
because
enough.
you just
Yeah.
see bodies.
Yeah.
So out of these four, which one would you like to?
I'll just take the closest one. It makes the most sense narratively.
Okay.
Okay.
And then roll for some damage.
Yeah,
And
that
don't
is
forget, since you got your critical, don't
2d.
forget to double roll your damage.
So 2d8 plus 4. Fuck this. I rolled double 8s. 20 damage.
Man.
And I'll take that.
You just rolled- this is stupid. A nat 20 with double 8s and plus 4. So
Yeah, stupid. I agree.
yeah, that's real dumb.
Can that guy be dead yet?
I think he's real dead, probably. He's a goblin. I don't know. Probably. If he doesn't feel good, he can't.
Normally for such a badass thing, I would let you come in and take it, but I just feel really motivated at describing this one.
Do it.
So Melmay charges into the room. Is it a crossbow?
It's a
Or short?
it's a crossbow.
A hand crossbow.
Melmay charges into the room, who is our elven bard with her little crossbow, and she charges into the room, raises her crossbow, and fires into the clusters of goblins hiding over in the corner. And as that crossbow bolt hits the goblin just square in the center of the forehead, like the top third of the goblin's head just evaporates into a pink mist, and a pink mist just like sprays off while that chunk of that goblin's head is visibly missing, and it drops to the ground. The other three goblins in that cluster, you can now tell 3 is dead. You can now tell that number 2 over here is wielding a scimitar, and then these, as well as these 2 in the back, have little hatchets.
Fun. Cool. I think she's done with her turn after she sprayed everybody in pink mist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's flexed real hard, and she's like, "What's up, guys? What you got? Come on, Cassidy boy."
Has that scared
Sorry,
anybody
you
into not wanting to fight?
It's like, did that do anything?
Yeah, no.
Guys, did that help? Was that good?
Did I do good? I think I broke
I
it.
think that was good, right?
That was perfect.
This is my mouth.
And then
And you got the best moment.
Raylanar, it is your turn.
I am going to withhold my action. I will prepare a flame bolt. I am charging in after Flint charges in, and I will let loose the firebolt on the first goblin I see.
Okay, so you are going to the doorway with your action readied with your firebolt, and as soon as you hit the doorway, you're letting it rip at the first goblin that's closest to you?
After Flint goes in.
After Flint moves.
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk in, and you've got your firebolt spell is being cast, you haven't quite flicked your wrist yet, and you're ready for the first
Holding
one
right here.
to...
I'm going to let Flint run in, then I'm going to hop around the corner and throw it.
Alright. That action has been readied. Alright, and then now we have...
I'm good, man. Thank you. See the red cape?
Yep, I got you. Where do you want? Right behind Flint?
Yeah, behind Flint and a little towards physical me.
Yeah.
Okay, and then...
And I'm like around the corner with like a baseball.
Yeah.
With Melme is here in the front.
Yes.
Melme gets charged by Goblin number 2.
Okay.
Runs straight up. And takes a swing at you with those hatchets.
No!
Lord!
No.
No! Oh, that was roleplay, I get it. Alright, that is 12.
Make sure to use his rage.
12 plus 4 is 16.
That's gonna hit.
Alright, 16 hits.
Only murdered his friend real good. I assume he'd be pissed.
And then one. And that is 4 slashing damage being taken by Sweet Melme.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then Goblin 3 is dead. So Flint, that makes it your turn.
Alright, so seeing as how my buddy's girl just got attacked, I'm just gonna run up right over to the side of him. Take a big old swing at him with my battle axe.
Swing away, my friend.
Did you? Is that a 1? Is that a critical miss? No.
Okay. So you are really excited, and I didn't know that machines could sweat, but clearly you're sweating with the nerves of the incident. You run over, and you're getting in your head, you're getting the flashback of how you chopped the goblin's head off and stuck it to the post last episode, and you're swinging, like got that golf swing trying to take off the goblin's head. And as you turn your hips, you take your eyes off the prize and you look over to wink at your buddies because you think this sweet move is happening. You swing your battle axe. You miss the goblin's head as the goblin ducks down underneath. And then your battle axe gets tossed 10 feet over to the side over here.
Awesome.
And your battle axe is now over here on the ground. Represented by that. 10 feet away from you.
Alright.
Moist.
It's a full action to pick it up, right? Or is that...
It is a full action to pick it up, or I'll give you half of your movement if you would like to utilize your movement. Looks like you've used 5 feet of your movement so far, and looking at your character sheet, you have 25 feet of movement left, 15 of which would be eaten up by picking up a battle axe, if that's what you'd like to do.
Alright, yeah. So I guess I need to move 5 more feet right here, staying in combat. and then pick it up.
All right.
All right, so
I'll let you do that. You're staying in combat.
sorry, I started moving.
Can't break the cave.
Breaking the cave.
Storm my axe so
break
hard
the cave.
took
He can do
the whole
what he
cave
wants.
out.
Okay, so you're using the last of your movement to retrieve your battle axe, and then you are standing in the middle of the room.
Can I use my firebolt?
Yes, since you had readied that action already, you were using your firebolt. I'm assuming that that's aiming at the goblin that's...
First goblin I
closer.
see. Looks like it's with him right there.
Looks like he presented himself.
That's an 8.
An 8 is not going to miss. This goblin is just the luckiest goblin. He ducks for the battle axe going, and then as you fire the firebolt, it actually goes towards his feet, and the goblin's able to jump up hot foot style as your firebolt terminates in the dirt at the foot of goblin number 2. And then now it is time for some goblin actions. Goblin number 4 runs over, sees the giant beast, the robot beast that has now picked up his battle axe. Goblin 4 runs over to you and swings his little hatchet
At the robot?
at the robot. 9 is not going to hit Flint, the Warforged fighter. Alright, that movement has been used for Goblin number 4. Goblin number 5, after seeing the hatchet deflect off of the armor of Flint, Goblin 5 runs over the dead body of his fallen compatriot that is bleeding from the head at the feet of Melme. And Goblin number 5 takes a swing with his scimitar at Melme. Woo! 19 plus 5, 20 something. I don't even care what's on that
Real
card.
good.
That's hitting.
Can't kill Melme when she's not here, man. Some
And
dark shit.
We'd all just win you.
She critted! I
Yeah. He just ran into the middle of the room and struck guns and boys.
We all told him no.
Top of
He
the
just ran
initiative.
forward.
No one said no! No one said no!
And that is 5 damage.
She's down.
Slashing with the scimitar.
She's down.
And Melme
She had 8 hit points.
has now fallen to the ground.
Down 4 from the first hit she took.
Melme, the character who is letting
Someone else play.
is letting
I had her critting! I can't help it that other people are. The DM!
Hey. She's not dead.
She's in death saving
She has
throws.
merely fallen in battle.
All I know is she needs a heal.
And with that, Bip Naughton, it is your turn, sir.
Who has the possession of the
The possession of what?
potions, where the health potions that were found?
Ryan.
Ryan Cooper, our Dragonborn rogue,
I'm not quite there yet.
is
though.
in possession of the 2 healing potions.
This is the bad thing about playing 2 characters.
And you are in the back of the line, as you remember, approaching this group. And so you are about 20 feet from the cave entrance. But since your friends are clustering that cave entrance, it's going to take difficult terrain for you to get there. So even if you took your full movement moving forward into the room, you'd only move about 15 feet. Which would bring you to the front of the cluster and to the doorway, but not all the way into the room, just to give you a frame of reference for where you are in the world.
Can small creatures pass through?
Oh, you are small, you're right. Thank you, Raylanar. Dungeon Master was wrong. Because of your tiny stature, you are able to dart around through the people, and you do not have the difficult terrain restriction. And so you do get your full 30 feet of movement. So 15 feet of movement would get you to the doorway.
Yeah, no, like, that's what I'm talking about. Just to get rush over there real quick. I'm gonna ask him if I can get one of the potions because it seemed like they wasn't doing too great, and they needed something to kick her back into order.
So yeah, I can pass one to him before he leaves because we're standing right next to each other. No?
No, I'm fine with that.
Is that a free action or?
Yeah, so I will make you, because you see Ben Naughton doing that, there has to be some sort of communication. You guys aren't able to, like, telepathically establish this as being the case.
So she, right as Bib Naughton's taking a step forward, I go, Bib, grab this! And toss forward the potion as she's running past. Or as she's running away.
I'll let you do that. Ben, you need to roll a dex roll on whether or not you catch the potion that has been flung up into the air as you are racing towards the inside.
17.
17! Oh, slick hands, Ben Naughton.
Is it a blind catch?
Oh,
You know it.
Ben Naughton.
Got it.
It was like the like passing the baton, like Olympic athletes passing the baton. Ryan Cooper, Ben Naughton's making the little dash through the thing, diving through the legs of the big people, sneaking through. Ben Naughton, Ryan Cooper flips the potion up into the air in Ben Naughton's path. Ben Naughton snatches it out of the air in stride and doesn't even seem to bother her one bit.
Way to go, Bib.
Alright, so that puts me to where, like, right in front of the
You can get to her.
You get to her.
Okay, yeah, you've used half your movement. You've used 15 feet of movement to get to the fallen Melme.
Okay. Guess I'll try and
Stabilize.
yeah, maybe try to give her the potion or something like that.
Okay, so you have kind of two options here. One, you can just go up and try to stabilize Melme and bring her back to 1 hit point. And you can go up and you can intend on using your healing potion during this stabilization action. Either way, it's going to take your whole action to do either of those tasks.
I think this is the potion. Use the potion. This is the potion. Yeah, use the potion.
Okay.
It's a very brick rock thing to say. Use the damn potion already.
Lesser healing is
It's 1d4 plus
1d4
4.
plus 1.
2d4.
Plus 4. Should be 1d4 plus 4. Potion of
Healing.
just regular potion of healing.
Yeah.
Pull it up if you can. Let's see.
5e potion of healing. 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Potion of healing. Yeah.
Strong. Yeah.
2d4 plus 2.
Oh.
I thought that was greater, but that's great. All right, 2d4 plus 2. So, do you have d4s over there?
I do.
Roll two d4s for me.
Both ones.
Both ones. All right, Melme takes 4 potion. And then, since you are administering a potion, Melme, you're receiving the potion. You gotta drink some potion.
Yep.
That's one more do, man.
It's like
That's a
something
treat.
I like.
That's a treat.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Alright, Melme has recovered 4 hit points
Feeling healed.
and is no longer down. As you pour this healing potion, as you pour the healing potion on the wounds of Melme, the skin kind of bubbles and fizzes with like a green,
It's a good burn.
kind of like hydrogen peroxide would do on a wound, but instead of being white, is bubbling and fizzing as this green, translucent bubbling and fizzing, and there's a slight sizzle as you can see the wounds start to kind of burn back together and kind of leave behind this very soft-looking, fresh flesh. But you can tell that this potion has healed up Melme, and she is still prone, but kind of looks up at you, like kind of coughs a couple coughs, but all of a sudden is back into consciousness. And Bent Naughton, that is the end of your turn, unless you have a bonus action or something that I'm not foreseeing.
Bonus action, just saying it's gonna be okay, Melman.
And you have like 5 or 10 feet of movement left if you were trying to do something like that. You want to hold that up so we can kind of see what's going on?
So you're here.
So this is Melme, and then here's you. Here's this goblin that is engaged with Melme. Here's the goblins that are engaged with Flint. And then here's this dead goblin on the ground. And then off to your left, you can see these 2 goblins wielding giant shields, and 2 goblins hiding behind those shields.
And who am I?
You're the guy with the sword raised.
Rick
right
Rod,
there.
you're back here. You have not quite entered yet. Who's that?
That's me.
That is.
That's Ryan.
He's the only dragonborn I had.
Alright, no, that's good.
He has boobs. Deal with it.
Ronald McDonald.
It's very Ronald McDonald-y.
Alright, do you want to use any movement?
I think.
You don't have to.
I think I'm good on the movement. I could run back like 5 feet, but then I would just be abandoning Melman after getting that post.
Here you go, buddy!
It might be perceived that way.
Save your life, you're welcome.
Alright, and after Bent Naughton's turn, Brickrot the Barbarian. It's fucking go time.
That's fucking, you know what? I've been seeing some people beaten down, potions thrown, aspersions cast.
That's your girlfriend. Your girlfriend just got dropped.
Was that Melme? Is she my girl?
Yeah, that's your gal. You rescued her from a burning barn.
Damn it.
And then all the rest of your kind gave up on you because of it. So it's kind of your life.
Running the fuck in there and swinging my goddamn sword.
No,
Wrong.
Oh, sorry.
This guy.
I am shit.
So you're gonna go for the guy that downed your gal?
That's exactly what we go for. This piece of shit.
Smash his face.
Time for dinner.
Smash his
Charging
face.
in. Will you roll a d20 for me, sir, for an attack roll?
And I'm rolling this shit right over here, and god damn it, it's a 5.
As long you're not adding 10 to that, so unfortunately, through your fury, you come in and you are swinging your. He's got a long sword.
Yeah. Great sword.
Great sword. You come in and you swing your great sword, and you just are blinded by your anger, and you unfortunately miss this goblin that is swinging at you. That just downed your gal.
God damn. Can I choke his ass?
No, you swung already. You're on the end of your back swing, so your hands aren't quite there.
Yeah.
And then it is
Meth's turn. No, you gotta go through some goblins
It's gonna be you
first.
before Meth.
Oh yeah, Meth is last.
You see the shields up on top of the 10-foot cliff kind of shift with y'all's movement so that they can stay in a situation where they are protecting their people.
He's picked up his battle axe, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you can get that over there. And then Ryan, Ryan, it is your turn.
Great.
Whew.
So going through every person is half movement, right?
Yes. Someone your size, it takes 10 feet to move
20.
that 5 feet.
So that would be 20 right here. 30 and attack this little guy here.
Okay.
I'm gonna use
Attacking goblin number 2.
and I'm gonna use sneak attack because there's somebody within 5 feet of me. So I get an extra d6 of damage.
Alright, I'll give you that.
Nice.
22.
22 is most certainly going to hit this goblin. Let's see some damage.
And that's 2d6. 10, 12.
12 damage?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Goblin number 2. What are you swinging?
Short swords, 2 of them.
Short
That was one of
swords.
Oh, that's just one of them. Yeah,
You
sorry.
can make your second attack.
Oh, yeah, I can.
You have killed this goblin, so you want to describe how goblin number 2 goes down?
I run around Melme and swipe, thinking I'm going to have a second swipe with my offhand, slicing her throat open while it just streams blood throughout the cave.
Alright. On your face, too.
Yeah,
You
just-
got some goblin blood. Okay, what can I do?
I look like I look like American Psycho.
So we
Smiling, covered in blood.
Just
Wearing plastic.
yeah,
Yeah, nice.
listening to Huey and the Mitch.
Great, dude. That was a great album. Can you start with that album?
You know, but I thought they really started going down when they came out with their second album.
Oh, that was Huey Lewis and the News.
Ryan, that was it for your turn? Yes?
Yes, that finishes my turn.
Okay,
Because I can't reach the other one.
the goblin number 2 has gone down in a bloody...
Huey Lewis and the News.
It's been a while.
From my Walkman, you now hear.
Okay. And then since you have your back to this wall, there is going to be an arrow flying towards your exposed back.
Shooting right at that dragon.
And that is unnatural 20.
Uh-oh.
That hits you real bad.
That hits.
Yeah, that hits hard.
Yeah, I know that he's the one with an AC of 20, so. Yeah.
And you take 6
Get over
piercing
these
damage. 6 piercing damage.
Cool, that puts me at 4.
Very cool. Again, if you roll max like that, there's an extra like that.
Is he bloodied by such damage?
I'm at 4 now.
Ryan Cooper is visibly bleeding and bloody and hurt looking as he takes this arrow into the back shoulder blade.
Oof. Yikes.
And that arrow, those of you who were paying attention could see it coming from the guy who looked very clearly like the leader goblin. And then with that, it is other goblin's turn. Flint, this is coming at you. It's an arrow. 4 plus. No, that is not a hit. That is under 10, and you are dense as fuck. So an arrow flies and deflects off of your war-forged metal frame.
I just kind of go dink.
It goes dink. And then with that, Melme, who has just choked back to life, it is your action.
Wait. Meth hasn't gone. Meth had a 1.
Meth.
Meth's at the bottom.
Meth.
Oh, I missed you over here on the side. Excuse
Oh,
me.
Meth. Oh,
So
Meth.
Meth, you actually whatever before that last arrow, but that doesn't.
That's okay.
It's okay. Meth had an initiative of 1. He should be after everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the top of the order.
Oh.
That last arrow was the same
The top?
person that launched the first arrow that
Oh,
missed, that you guys deemed as the warning shot.
I got you. Meth. So he's gonna have difficult terrain getting through here. Yes.
Yes.
I mean that one looks empty to me, but
I'll give it to you.
Okay. So that's gonna be 5 feet. I'm gonna call that 10
15.
feet. So 15. So this is 20 feet now
Yeah.
to get to here.
Goblin 2's down. Remember?
Are there any goblins still alive over there? Still?
Yes, there's 2.
There are these 2 goblins.
4 and 5 are still alive.
Yeah.
If
these
instead of
two-
going here, if I went this way, could I get to them?
Yes, you would be standing in between the 2 living goblins if you go that.
Okay, so Meth's gonna do that. And then wielding the Morning Star from their own leader, I'm gonna take what's the one on my right? Who's the one on my right?
5.
Yes, your right would be Goblin 5.
Is 3 still up? I thought 3 was down.
Yeah, 3 is
I
down.
don't think if I had
Right.
any
3 is
weird
the one that
thing.
Mel made blue flame.
Not yet.
Okay, I'm just throwing him.
I'm
You know
gonna
what
fight
I
his styles yet soon. Okay, so I'm gonna swing at Goblin 5. Okay?
Swing at Goblin 5, please.
You fucking kidding me?
I won again. That one goes.
I crit 1. What the fuck was this dice?
that goes in jail.
It gave me a 20 for fucking Melman.
Well, alright, you use it for Melman,
And I
it goes in jail for
got
you.
a 1 twice for myself. Why do you love the elves more than the Fearbolg?
And
So you come running in with your Morning Star.
It's heavy and I don't like it.
And unfortunately, it wasn't the sweat that did it this time, but since you had just borrowed Clark's Morning Star, the grip that was wrapped across the bottom of the thing actually lets loose. And so the Morning Star flies
Shoots
out
off.
of your hand.
Oh, goodness.
The Morning Star flies out of your hand over onto this dead body right here, 10 feet away. And you are left with
just stuck
only
in the dead body.
you are left with only the wrappings of the hand wrap of that Morning Star in your hands.
I will worry about that later. Am I able? Well, I mean, I've still got my javelins and warhammer, so I'm not really worried about that. I mean, fuck, but okay.
All right,
Okay.
Morning Star's on the ground. You're not really worried about.
I'll get it
chasing
later when they're all dead.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done with my turn.
I'm so happy you argued for that turn.
All right.
Keep moving.
What were you saying?
I mean, I can
He's not
move
just
that
finishing,
way a
he's
little
done.
bit.
Take one more step.
I mean, can I take my one more step closer to my weapon? I guess. Yeah.
And you're staying within.
Within 5 feet.
Yeah. Okay.
God
I'll
damn
give
it.
you that.
Whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty, and then that makes Melmay's turn.
Okay, so we're back at Melmaze. Oh, by the way, she's right here. She would be targeting the one right here.
Okay.
So she should be there.
What's she using?
Right now, she's actually going to be using a dagger. Because her crossbow would probably be a disadvantage at this close.
5 feet. Yes. It will
Yeah. So that is 1d4 plus 4, but she rolled a 12, so a dagger should be plus. That's versatile, if I remember right? Or
Yep.
finesse?
Finesse.
So, plus 4, so 16 to hit. Sorry. I was doing math. in my head.
16 to hit, and 16 does hit a goblin.
Okay, cool. And let's do some damage. That is a 2 plus 4, so 6 damage. She's
6 damage. So this dagger just goes up to the hilt inside this goblin, and a little cough of blood comes out of the goblin. But as Melmay retrieves her dagger, the goblin is terrible looking, but is certainly still standing. And that is goblin number 5.
Math. Math is like cursed in this campaign. Can we talk about that?
I mean, his name.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay.
You want to know why he's named Math? I'll tell you later.
Raymanar.
He's looking at math and stuff.
I would like to move to the position where Meth was, in between the two goblins.
Okay.
With Red Cape, do I have enough movement to get there?
you do.
I would like to cast Word of Radiance.
Okay.
Both of those goblins have to make a Constitution saving throw, trying to beat a 13.
Con save DC 13 for 2 goblins.
What?
One nat 20, so one
D2.
saves.
Yeah.
Alright, and then the other was a 9, so we've got 1 failure, 1 save.
All right. So as I roll, run up in between them, pull out my orb, that bright glow emits from it and slams back down into the orb. The failure takes 3 points of radiant damage.
Okay. And then the one that saved does what?
Is it like half as much or not?
No, it's a cantrip.
Okay, so no.
Okay. Damage has been received.
Solid cantrip.
Yeah.
And describe that magic to me again.
I have my implement is an orb. I
Okay.
pull the orb out, and this bright light emits from the orb, and then as it slams back down, that's when the damage occurs.
Cool. I like that.
It's like a visual shockwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a light shockwave.
Like a nuclear weapon.
Derek's version of sword burst.
All right.
Nice.
Then it
Bad
is the turn of Goblin 2 is dead. The turn of Goblin 3 is dead.
Disappointing.
And
Good, but
that makes it Flint's turn.
Alright.
As the dead bodies of the 2 goblins twitch during their turn on the ground. You see them shine.
Just
The
gurgle.
last one that's shake a little bit.
One of them actually raises a dagger in the sky right before it falls on the floor.
I'm gonna attack Goblin number 4.
Goblin number 4. The least bloody of the
That is a 14.
A 14 is just barely missing. You swing, and the little bit of leather armor that these goblins are wearing is enough to deflect the weapon that you swung with somehow. It seems impossible, but that did just happen.
I mean,
Stay
normally when death
still, you
damage
tiny little bastard.
somebody rolls it.
And then you would like to use you have movement left, you have a bonus action left.
I am good.
Alright. And then after that, Goblin 4 is going to retaliate after narrowly missing. 8 plus 4 is 12. That ain't doing anything to you. Note to self, check the book and see how the hell you got an AC that high.
I'll tell you how.
Alright, Goblin number 4 has missed their turn. And then no movement is going to be taken. Goblin number 5 is going to swing at who's this here?
Red Cape?
Red Cape.
That's
Raylanar.
Raylanar, that's you who just came in and killed or really hurt the buddy here. That one is going to swing.
That's a hit.
4 is 13.
That's a hit.
13 hits.
But caster, so.
Sorcery man.
Yeah.
Level 1. Awful.
And then that is 5 damage.
Alright. I am not doing so well.
Hurt.
Okay, so one of my goblins missed Flint, the other one just did that. Bib Naughton, your action, my dear.
Come on, bitch.
Can you lift me up and let me see where the goblins are placed?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
So you are here. Down just a little bit. Sorry. Is that good? You're here. There's a goblin here and a goblin here.
And
And then we have 4 goblins on this side as well.
I'm going to move along the wall to
This way?
Yes.
Heard.
Behind those others.
Right there?
Get a clear shot with my sling at that goblin that's still up right there.
Okay.
Across.
I moved him away from 5 feet so that he doesn't have a disadvantage, because I think he might have a disadvantage of throwing at him.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Give a little roll, I suppose.
Yo, bust out the shillelagh, man. That's how you do it.
Well, what would that be?
That's kind
What was it?
of true. That's okay.
To shoot my sling at the brother.
I think that was dexterity.
Okay, what's your attack roll?
19.
19 is going to hit this goblin. And that's goblin number 5 you're
Yes.
working towards? Okay. Fred, I love the fact that you're rolling, but since that goblin had 1 HP left, you have downed that goblin, and you get to describe the death of goblin number 5.
So I'm running around the back and got my sling ready, just gliding along the floor as short as I am. As soon as I come to a clearing and see him, I fucking just whip up that thing as fast as I can and I launch it straight into the back corner of his head, and just it sort of like erects it so it just sort of falls flat on his face into the dirt.
The sickening crunch of your shot from your sling crunches into the back of that goblin's head, and you can see the skull is slightly deformed as that thump comes in, and that goblin does indeed fall dead. As goblin number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
And then Brick Rot. It is your turn, sir.
Let's go, Brick!
You are standing over the goblin that you were engaged with, is the one that Bimp Naughton just downed with the sling. There is one more goblin standing in the pile of bodies of this clusterfuck that is this like death orgy happening right here. And then you still have these shielded kind of goblins doing their thing up on top of this cliff.
Okay, let me ask the party something. Would you rather me help you in the immediate or start moving towards the looming threat?
Help in the immediate.
Murder!
Murder! Murder!
I would say kill the person closest to you is totally up Brick's alley.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Brick likes stabbing things at the pointy end.
Brick likes seeing the red, you know what I mean?
I want to
He sees green when he sees red.
main arteries in the throat of this motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, aiming for the throat.
Aiming for the throat.
Rolling D20 for throat attack.
D20 for throat.
It's hot.
God almighty! 6.
Okay.
6. What's he adding? What's a
It's
barbarian?
a great sword. His is a +5. So it's an 11.
That's still not enough. Sorry, Brick Rot. Yeah, it's just not your day with that longsword.
You and Brick, man.
2 of the heavy hitters.
Are you gonna let the 2 girls do better? No.
However, you do have movement left. If you decide to use the rest of your movement, you had kind of suggested that making a dash toward or moving towards the other people might be something you might do. If you would like to make your movement, that goblin will get an attack of opportunity if you leave its melee engagement. But that is an option that you are able to choose between.
Did Brick move a little bit? I'm guessing.
The goblin could potentially do damage to someone else in the party nearby.
No, it's an attack of opportunity because you're gonna turn your back to the goblin and like leave it. If you chose to do that, it would have a chance to slash at your exposed back as you leave.
But if I decide not to leave, leave, that attack of opportunity is...
Yes, the opportunity doesn't present itself, and they aren't able to take advantage of that reaction.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to stay put for now because, I think, well, I don't know. What do you think? There's maybe enough people...
He's literally surrounded by the 3 toughest guys in the party right now, so there's no concern.
Stay.
Yeah, stick where you are. We're all good.
Alright, I'll stand around there.
All right. Brick Rot, turn is over. And at this moment, in broken common, with a thick goblin accent, there is the bossiest looking of these goblins, runs over to the cliff, peeks his head out aside the edge of this shield that's been held up, and he has a human with him that looks tortured and bloody and beaten and is wearing just his underwear and has been bound at the ankles and the wrist. And there's this human that you recognize as Sildar Hullwinter. This goblin presents Sildar at the edge of... This goblin presents Sildar at the edge of this cliff.
But Sildar was the protector, right?
Yes, Sildar, you'll remember, was the friend of Gundren who was kidnapped, that you guys have been looking for. And this goblin shouts in broken common, "This is Ymik! Everybody hold on just 1 second if you want to see your friend live."
Oh, that's not our friend. Gundren's our friend.
Death to Sildar!
What do you guys want to do at this moment? We're not in initiative for a moment while a parlay is attempted by Ymik, the goblin leader.
Well, I
feel like I should have gotten into it.
Goblins, since I speak goblin. Say,
What language is he talking?
He's speaking in common.
Broken
common right now. So
Do you guys want to listen to him?
I shout back, and I say, "You're outmatched, and you're sure to die. You let him go, and we'll consider letting you live."
Fair enough.
that works fine by me.
The goblin was like, "I might die, but so will your friend here. While I might not have the upper hand in this battle, I'm willing to die in this room. Are you willing to do the same?"
You're not gonna kill me. You can barely even hit me.
Alright. Just don't kill
Does
that guy.
anyone have anything to calm him down?
Someone with higher charisma should do the talking, really.
Mel May, what is your shit look like? Got cure wounds, comprehend languages, healing word, and bane. Fuck. There's mockery, minor illusion, and prestidigitation. None of those are gonna help with this. Wait.
And perception check just to see what else is in the room, since it's like sort of at a standstill, and the ones on that side see if
yeah, can we kind of glance around the room, or is that too?
Yes, you can glance around the room just because you're in it. You've been in it for a little while, so I'm going to re-describe what's going on now under the context of where you guys are. Y'all came in through a room. Off in this pile of dead bodies, there's one goblin remaining in this cluster fight over here, goblin number 4. The rest, you guys are standing and doing all of this battle on like bed rolls. So you can see that this was like the bunk room of the goblins and where they all lived. This fire still flickers in the middle of the room, and you can see kind of over here along this edge is like kind of a natural staircase that leads up to this 10-foot cliff. 30-foot ceilings in this room, flickering orange with the fire. The stench of death and unwashed goblins fills this room more so than the other areas. This is where they're peeing and doing all their nastiness and eating and just all kinds of gross goblin stuff. You've got the 2 goblins that are bearing shields. That are like oversized. They can't fight with these shields. They're more than the size of their body, and they're holding them as barricades, like the top of picnic tables kind of thing. And there's 2 goblins hiding behind these 2 shields, and 1 Sildar.
And how high up were they again? Sorry.
10 feet.
That is a 10-foot escarpment.
30-foot ceilings. Does anybody have any, like, either calming or...
I have an idea.
Or straight shots that we could use? Like, does somebody...
I have an idea.
Okay.
I wanna. Can I make eye contact with lead goblin, head goblin? Is he visible?
Yeah, he's poking his head out.
Just like
poking his head out.
Yeah.
Sildar is completely exposed.
Yeah.
And the goblin leader that's been shouting at you is kind of poking his head out in between. The Sildar is a human shield and a big wooden thing.
Okay.
You probably have one of the best views.
Okay. I'm gonna.
You do, but still heavily obscured.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of people between me and him,
But yeah.
unfortunately. I just want to take a look at him, and I just want to try to intimidate him and tell him, you think you're ready to die, but you don't know how long it's going to take for us to kill you.
Yemek laughs. Yemek is a goblin leader. He's no stranger to death. He likes it, but he laughs not in the like, I'm laughing at you, puny 7.5 foot tall Filborg, but rather like, I like this guy. Like it's a laugh of familiarity,
camaraderie. He understands where it's coming from.
He likes your vibe, and he says, "I'm not afraid of your threats, and in fact, they kind of turn me on a little bit. I like you, whatever the heck being you are, you giant monstrosity. I've got Sildar here, and if you want Sildar to live, you have to go and kill Clarg, the bugbear leader of this campsite."
Can as a free action, will you let me pick up Clarg's morning star that is on the ground behind me? Because you said it was right behind me, right there.
Yeah.
If I lift it up and I say,
I'll let you do that.
we killed Clarg. This is his morning star. Clarg was nothing to us.
What if I look over and take the jade frog that I took out of the and show it to him and say, "Look, I've killed your leader. I have his jade frog with orb eyes, golden orb eyes."
Well, since you killed him already, you did not do it for me. I want 300 gold or Sildar dies.
Oh man.
Raylamar is gonna point up at him, and with like the voice of God booming behind Raylanar's own voice, he will cast command on Yemek to approach the shortest, most direct route. Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
All right.
Wisdom saving throw is a 10 minus 1 makes a 9.
That's a fail, sir.
Rise.
That is a fail. Okay, so what does...
Most direct route.
So what needs to happen?
Jump.
He approaches me in the shortest, most direct route.
So that way is my guess.
Okay.
And as he does, I'm gonna say, "Get him, boys."
Okay, so this Yemek up here, as that wisdom fail happens and the thunderous approach Yemek's eyes kind of seem to go blank, and the menacing smile and laugh that he had while by braving off these taunts seems to work. And Yemek the Goblin, while holding on to the back of Sildar's ties, goes and takes one step off the edge of the escarpment and drags Sildar off the cliff with him.
hey, we can heal one and not the other. Damage is damage. That's what? That's
Can I run and dive and try to
What is that, a
catch
D6?
Sildar?
We need to go back into initiative since a assault attack move has happened. So I will say no, that you are not able to dive and catch, because that's happening right about here. But the fall causes bludgeoning damage to occur. Sildar takes the fall and is in an unconscious heap on the ground. And Yemek, while he falls, takes that ding of damage, which I am marking down now.
Give me a highlight.
Yemek takes that damage, and does receiving damage break this spell or anything? Are you in
No,
concentration?
he'll spend his turn following the action, and if it's approach, he'll stop within 5 feet of me.
He goes all the way to 5 feet, dragging Sildar.
So he's gonna let go of Sildar. Sildar will stay in that heap, and he walks right up to you.
I'll finish my turn. Get him, boys. And as he's approaching, I'm actually gonna step back a little bit as well,
Okay.
like into the mouth here. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're
Let's
luring
go.
him into the little
Mm-hmm.
hook right there.
So
Okay.
as he takes his first step, it's a get him, boys, and I back up.
So we are back in initiative, and I'm going to continue to use the initiative that we've already established. And then after the goblins that are up top just have no idea what's going on. They saw their a thunderous voice just echo throughout the room, not even necessarily coming from you, but it just shook this room. And they saw their boss just intentionally take a step off of a 10-foot cliff that clearly he took damage from. And with that, Goblin number 6 and Goblin number 7, they toss down their shields and pull out short bows, and they are going to aim their short bows at the 2 people that are closest to them. So that will be the first one is coming at you, Ryan. 8 plus 14 or 13.
And that's a throw on.
AC 13. Yeah, that
That's a tie.
tie means it
Meets
hits.
it.
Okay.
Meets it, beats it. I got lucky. Okay, and then we've got the short bow. Ooh, you got lucky. 3 damage from the short bow on a 1 roll.
Cool. I'm at 1.
Okay, and so that was Goblin number similar to that, and then Goblin number 6 is firing at you, Flint. 19. I don't know how I feel about this.
Everyone die!
He's
Time for a good rest after
Wash.
this, guys.
It's a wash.
All right.
What makes it feel better, I just realized I can't use my great weapon fighting.
Yeah.
I have a great weapon that's versatile, but I have to have both hands.
Yeah, you have to drop your shield.
Yeah.
You're going to 18
I didn't-
like
I
me,
didn't
like a
think
normal
about it.
person.
Yeah.
So.
I'd have to be at an 18 to use it.
Oh no! Oh, poor 18. Can't do that. Okay, so Goblin number 6 and Goblin number 7 have cast aside their shields and fired their short bow and are still standing at the top of the cliff. Ryan Cooper, it is your turn.
Okay. I looked at our action sheet. Is it an action to take a potion?
That's gonna be more DM's
Typically it
discretion.
is.
Yes.
Okay, because on our action sheet it doesn't have it on there, so just double checking.
When you get cunning action.
Yeah. Well, with cunning I get an extra bonus action anyway. Okay.
Like just
I'm gonna take a potion because I need to do something.
Okay.
Because I'm at 1.
All right.
Probably do that then.
Yeah.
So 2d4 plus 2?
2d4 plus 2?
Yeah.
Nope. No, wait, that's a d6.
Oh,
Pyramid.
This guy.
Yeah, so 2. So that
2,
plus
6,
4, that's
14.
Yep.
Or 8. No, 2 plus 4,
check
10.
14, hell yeah! That's a great, yeah!
Let's not put the digits next to each other.
24.
Well, it's
24
2d4
plus 2.
plus 2.
So
Okay.
8 altogether.
8, heard.
Solid, which is solid.
All right, you get
That's
8 healing.
literally above average.
Yeah.
And you need to consume your
I guess it's
potion.
average.
Yeah,
That's
so
average
I'm
healing for it. Yeah.
So you still have this arrow sticking out of your back, and the other one has kind of landed. You gobble down some of this potion, and then you take the last of it and pour it down your back while you're trying to heal these wounds that you have back there. And as the potion kind of dribbles down, the 2 arrows kind of spit out of your back as the wounds start to seal themselves shut under this green.
Oh, it sounds
bubble.
wet.
You're like Wolverine.
Oh, it definitely does.
Arrows.
And is that the end of your turn?
No, because I've moved that. 2.
If you move away, he still does get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, yes, that's true. No, I'm gonna let y'all kill him, and then we'll move upstairs.
All right. So Ryan Cooper has gone.
Cool. No.
And then next it's Yimik's turn. What happens to Yimik?
It's his turn now.
So he just followed the command.
He
but
had
then
to use his
then
turn
He has
to
his turn.
follow the command and
Okay, Yimik kind of like snaps to and just looks mortified, startled for 1 second while he stands there face to face.
can I do one of these to him?
What's that?
Can I do one of these to him?
Yeah. He's mortified, staring face to face. Does he have any sort of like connection or understanding that it was you that did that?
Yeah. Like he saw me.
He saw that point and know that he was compelled against his
Yep.
will to walk towards you. Okay, so Yimik sees that and I guess is right next to you, Ryan. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, that's why I healed myself.
Smart man.
12 is going to do well for you, and that is not going to hit as Yimik takes the slash of his scimitar and swings it, and it hits you in the side of the chest, but just thumps against your armor and your imposing dragon body, and nothing in particular happens. That is that, and then Meth.
Molly.
Meth,
Gets 1 slot.
bottom of the order.
Come on,
Okay.
man. Kill this motherfucker.
Can I get to him?
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
are
I'm
his
here.
four-
Okay, so down with you, there's
There's-
these dead bodies. I'm gonna pull these dead bodies just to simplify.
Like, I mean,
And
I'm
the
assuming
key
can
to
I
go
run
is-
around and be?
There's one more.
Oh yeah, number
Normal
4 is still
goblin.
there.
The key
Is that
to go.
Okay, is he alive?
Number
Yeah.
4 is
Yes.
Fuck.
One more normal, then Boss Yimik, and then the 3 up top.
And this guy's been picked up.
Okay.
That happened during the story.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
I guess I'm gonna take a swing at the normal goblin right next to me and just try to take him out real fast to get him out of the way.
Swing away, my friend.
Well, it's an 18 plus 5, so I feel like it hits real well. Yeah.
Oh, look
That
at
is
that.
going to hit
So
real
you had
well.
enough practice.
My swings for Melmay are fucking perfect.
I'm not talking about Melman.
We're not talking about Melmay. Hey, I'm really good at messing stuff up. Leave me alone. Okay?
You're
Okay.
a big meth.
I think that's the first time this goblin has taken damage.
I'm just gonna do 5 damage to him.
5.
And then it's piercing if it makes a difference.
5 damage on
sir.
goblin number 4
Yes,
is enough for a victory dance here, buddy.
I really hope, because I used the exact same, like I picked up Clark's Morningstar. I really hope that spike just right in the temple,
Alright.
kind of stuck on her just a little bit and just shake him off.
So the Morning Star being the big mace
Yep.
with the ball and the spikes coming off the
Yep.
side. And so the thunderous crash of the weight of this thing looks imposing enough, but you hit him square in the temple with that spike.
Yep.
And the body of the goblin is now spiked to your Morning Star. So you have to like pick up the Morning Star, shake the goblin's head loose that is impaled in its skull.
This is
with
my
the
new
foot.
weapon.
And that goblin has been felled down dead.
Still a piece of its skull with its hair stuck all over it.
That's from my collection.
Oh.
I'm making, look. I'm making a tea, but it's more like a kombucha.
He's got to make his own wig. But
It's
he only wants to
fermented.
do-
I can't get the scar. Look, this is for my SCOBY. This is for my SCOBY.
This is the mother.
Okay, Meth, your turn is. Oh, do you have anything left you'd like to do with your turn?
No, I murdered that guy. I think I have some movement. I'll start moving
Yeah,
towards
you're
that
not
way.
in combat,
Yeah.
so you can move without.
I'm gonna move around the group. I guess what's that? 5, 10, 15, 20.
There's a fire pit there.
Yeah. Now this is the lead goblin,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
But these goblins still up here.
They're
right?
still up there.
Those
They've
goblins
just
are still up
drew
there,
their.
short bows drawn.
Yeah.
Okay, and 25, 30. I'm just gonna go. I'm halfway up the stairs. I'm on my way. If I need to, I can hop back down. If I don't want to, that's it.
Just stay where I'm at.
All right.
They're only like 2 feet above you. You can just stand below them and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Cut the feet off.
Okay, so Meth has done the turn. Goblin number 1 is firing a arrow at you, Meth, as you charge up the stairs.
Of course.
3 dummy.
Come on,
that is
shield.
a 13.
Chink, get off.
Chink.
That's not a racist thing. It's just don't worry. It's just, I don't know
We believe you.
I don't know what goblins are. I don't know what goblins are, but it was
believe you.
definitely a
All you have to
good
say.
chain shield situation. And
Do I have to bleep that out?
It wasn't bad until he made the caveat.
As soon as I said it, it felt bad coming out, and I was like, I can't say that. I'm so sorry to anyone I offended. No, as soon as it came out, it felt bad. I was like, oh, I can't do that.
It was only when you rephrased.
Oh, I should have explained why I felt that.
So that arrow, just let that burn on the inside.
Turn it into potion.
That arrow, you have a shield, you're climbing up, you take the shield and you catch the arrow with the shield, like the old Velcro Nerf thing.
Yeah. Oh no, I had one of those.
Catch the arrow, and you're unharmed, moving on. And that is now Melmay's turn.
Okay. So Melmay is back up. She's alive again. Well, I mean, conscious again, rather. So there's this guy. Huh?
Help Sildar!
You know what? She is going
Bring
to
me his advice.
do
You know
healing
what? Take
word on Sildar. So healing word. Oh no, she has cure wounds and healing word.
Cure wounds.
I mean, either one's gonna get him back up.
You want to touch or range?
Can she?
Hey, sorry.
Okay. Can Melmay get to Sildar without getting an opportunity attack from Goblin Boss.
Yes. She can come right behind.
She'll be engaged with him.
Yes. No. Still.
Right.
No. She was 5 feet away from Goblin Boss, so she's staying in. She's still.
Okay.
She's still in the melee range, so not drawing anything bad.
She's going to use her last spell slot to cast Cure Wounds on Sildar.
All right. Cure
Okay.
Wounds on Sildar.
That should be 1d8 plus her spell casting modifier, which I want to say is a +2. I'm going to double check. Her spell casting should be charisma. That's a +4. Fuck. Pardon me.
No, I let her roll.
Dude, no, look at her stats real fast. It's
It
insane.
doesn't matter how many
I
times
know.
I know. That's a fucking 8. So he has fucking 12 hit points. Congratulations, fucking so. I've rolled nothing but 8s on her shit right now. Can we just talk about that
All right.
for a moment? I hope there's no children watching. That hurts a lot.
Racism and pure profanity.
I grew up in East Texas. Leave me alone. Sorry. I'm a product of my surroundings. and environment.
Sildar is now alive.
He's feeling great, man.
Feeling good with plenty of HP.
Wow!
He's like,
the healing word has made him look great, and he pops up in his undies, unarmored, unweaponed,
but ready
just
to
kind of
go.
like looking around. I'm kind of reminded of Pulp Fiction when they
I was just
hammer
gonna say you
when they hammer the adrenaline
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the
yeah.
heart. And so that kind of reaction starts happening. And he's like looking for a vacuum. He wants to clean up.
It's so dirty in here.
Oh, shit. And then Melmay just took that action.
Yep.
Right? Is that the end of Melmay's turn?
That's all she's gonna do. She's gonna be like, "Hey, what's up? You're alive again."
Oh, because we don't want to get the opportunity.
And then I assume he just stands up and goes, "Ah!" with all of the life that she just maxed out on giving him.
You just Narcan to.
So one of the reasons that she wants to move him.
Can we talk about how that should have been Narcan, not fucking adrenaline in that movie? Okay, Tarantino doesn't know anything about movies.
So he wouldn't want to
Fine.
move Sildar out because he would get an
All right.
opportunity attack.
Raylanar,
Melmay. by-
your action
My
has
friend
arrived.
Melmay
is
move.
fine.
Right.
Finishing
If she moved
my
out.
finishing my little wave towards Emic, I'm gonna like present my implement once more.
Presenting your
And,
implement. Okay.
We've all been there, man.
Told the dead.
So is that like a dick
He's
pic or
gonna have
something?
to.
Wednesdays get
He's
lonely.
gonna have to make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Hey guys,
Yes, sir.
you're big bros. Can you see us?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can see y'all pretty good.
Yep.
Maybe like tilt the phone and bring it back or something like something to.
How's
If
that?
you want.
I'll be back. I'll be
All right,
back.
Raylanar, I believe we were in the middle of your turn.
Present my implement. I'm not changing my wording.
Yes. Presents his implement.
Cast Toll the Dead on Emic. If he
And
will-
funeral chimes again, or are we getting a big deep dawn?
funeral chimes.
A big dawn when you
Big
present
dog,
it.
a big dog. The funeral
My
chimes that we
precinct.
all know. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. Oh, I rolled that. That was a 13 minus 1 is 12.
That is a fail, sir, and he will take 6 necrotic damage.
6 necrotic damage for the unit.
What does necrotic damage mean?
It's like death, decay
Okay,
kind of damage.
so his body kind of starts to decay while he's alive.
He's got
Is that
force
death from within?
instant gangrenous.
It's like smoking cigarettes.
That would be poison.
He has cigarettes happen inside of him. Raylanar was your turn. Goblin 2's dead. Goblin 3's dead. Flint.
Alright. I'm gonna attack little goblin leader right next to me.
Little goblin leader.
Goblin leader.
Oh! Wow!
The ones are coming in today.
More. I'll leave for 1 minute.
It's our 3 big guys. Like,
Why
They
can
just
we
can't
not
hit
hear
shit.
for
I don't know.
crap?
Y'all are swinging for the fences tonight. Like,
Flint, you take your battle axe. That's what you're wielding right now?
Yes.
You take your battle axe and you are swinging towards Yemek. Yemek, being the small goblin that he is fortunate and is able to duck underneath your horizontal sweep of the battle axe. This time the battle axe does not fly out of your hands, but with your critical failure attempt at an attack, the battle axe swings and it throws you off balance, and you fall prone into the fire with the battle axe in your hand. And while inside the fire, you will take 1d6 of flame damage. Take that, 20 AC.
3.
All right, three fire damage, and you are left laying in the fire. It was the second critical failure in one battle sequence.
Yeah.
Felt like appropriate.
Something has to critically fail.
I
need to do
on the first
D20.
one, but I'll do damage on the second.
I gotta get like a dice jail.
Yeah.
It's just like all of my movement to stand up, right? From being
Uh,
prone or
Yeah,
half.
half of your movement would be what it would take to stand up.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna fall in the fire. Oh, fuck. Jump right back up
All right.
after taking said damage.
You are made of
I'll then curse the guy for being like a little fucking cricket.
All of which fire does not really.
wood.
Burns it.
Hardwood.
Metal melts
He's
it.
a hardwood.
Rocking
And
and
that
rocking.
is it for Flint. Next on the list, Goblin 4 is dead. Goblin 5 is dead. And then Bimp Naughton.
Bip!
Is Flint on fire?
Bimpy baby!
I took fire damage, but I'm not on fire.
Yeah, Flint is not on
He
fire,
really
but
wants to open
is
this
smoldering.
Fucking
smoldering
bad water.
on
So
fire.
bad.
Yeah, you can't tell. You can't tell if there's still prolonged flame damage from the singed circuitry.
Don't open your bag of
Water. Don't open the bag
No
of water.
metagaming, it's not your turn. But not. It is your turn.
The Goblin is still up in this, right? He's over there.
Yeah, the lead goblin is fully surrounded by you guys. The lead goblin's
Here,
fully
you're
surrounded
here.
by you guys.
The goblin's here.
Meth, the Filborg, 7-foot tall Filborg, is charging up the stairs towards the remaining 3 goblins that are up on the cliff with their short bows, and the leader is wounded, bloody, and surrounded by you guys.
Alright. I'm going to
None of our hitting
run over to the goblin and say, call off your other goblins. Or you're fucking gonna get all of this shit right in your arms.
So the imposing 3-foot tall female forest gnome librarian charges
Hey,
Yemek.
librarians on me.
Let me see a charisma roll.
Alright.
I'd be shocked if he had intimidation.
Charisma.
Do you have like intimidation or something?
Oh man, I rolled a 4. 4?
So
Don't you are my friends!
Okay, little old lady.
Yemek laughs at you, and
Even though he's surrounded by behemoths.
and says to you, little lady, it appears my die has already been cast. If I'm going to meet my maker today, hopefully I bring at least a few of you down with me.
Is the attempting to convince him an action, a full action?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to try to wind up my swing and hit him right in the ball. Like, just hit him right in between the legs.
Cross your region.
Did you say not all singular? Just one ball.
He one ball. We're gonna hit him in that ball.
You don't know about Goblin Anatomy. You don't know.
Like, let's go ball.
Naughton is aiming for the lower descended leftern testicle. Roll a d20 for or whatever your attack is. What are you attacking?
Sling.
Sling.
With the sling, yeah.
All right.
But not like projecting it, rather using it sort of like
As like a soap in a padlock in a sock. You're using that sling.
Jesus. Padlock?
I don't like any of that.
Like a soap wrapped up in your washcloth.
All right.
Like soap in a sock, but padlock. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
That sounds painful.
that was a 9 that I rolled.
I need these to comfort me.
Was it a dexterity roll or? Sorry.
Since you're using it melee, use strength.
Strength. Oh, that was an 8.
All right.
So, yeah.
You do not make contact with Yimik.
You braze.
You swing at it, and Yimik does the lean back. Yimik does the lean back and stays just out of your reach of the sling. And Brick Rot, it is your turn.
Brrr.
It's time to throw down.
Let me clean my glass tabletop real quick. He literally got Windex
Shine that up.
Shine it
before
up,
you
baby. Shine it up.
Oh my god.
Intimidatingly sprayed in your mouth like breath spray.
Roll it down.
If you're a Greek,
It cures everything.
Next to me, right?
You do.
Okay, you know what? I've learned from my past mistakes, and I'm going to very with a tactician's eye, aim my sword carefully at his butt and just really take a good swing at that mid.
Just aiming at the nice, thick, meaty part of the goblin.
Give me that.
All right, you roll a d20.
Alright, rolling a d20 for that thick ass.
Right in the crest, I assume.
I think that's the name of your next song. Rolling that D20 for that thick ass.
What?
14 was what the dice roll was.
14, and then you are Brick Rot, so you have plus a couple at least.
I
So
did +5. Yeah.
Yeah, he only needed +1, so I knew he had plus a couple.
Yeah.
And so that is making damage. Brick Rot, what's that, a D8? Great
For what? Great for 2d6.
2d6. You need to roll 2d6 for your damage, sir.
So I rolled twice.
+3.
Jesus.
Really?
It's a lot. I mean, you're giving up any shield actions. Yeah, so.
It is +3.
Yeah, 2d6 plus 3.
11.
11. That is enough to kill Yimik, the goblin leader. Mark, would you like to tell us how you are dispatching Yimik with your greatsword?
Well, you guys know I like to aim for that thick ass.
Usually.
Oh, yeah. You can't see his butthole, so you're going to make him another one?
I need to fashion another button. Build up that momentum that I'm famous for around the kingdom, and really swing at this motherfucker. And out goes that butt, out goes the midsection. His penis is flailing about, and mutilating his genitals.
So as you slash at Yimik and you are to dispatch him, you snap through his belt and his pants fall down, and Yimik's Yimik is exposed as he falls down dead.
My eating is so.
My Enoch. Dead.
All right, and then we have we know who's who
Yeah.
there. Now that we don't have a bunch. All right, 2 more goblins, Goblin 6 and Goblin 7, are going to fire at our charging green machine.
Green machine.
One is 8 misses. Oh.
Yeah, misses real bad.
And a 13.
Misses the green machine.
Green machine.
All right, Goblin 6 and Goblin 7 take their shots, and they are
Running away?
nervously
Running little bitches.
backing away
Nice.
10 feet.
I like the fear. It drives me. I don't like this echo.
No, weirdly enough, I can hear you say
Yeah.
it, and it comes from there. It's very
I said I was like, did Mark just copy me?
No, Mark's even gone out of the room. It literally,
I like
we just
the
heard
fear.
caught it back up and was like...
Ryan, it is your turn.
Shit.
What up, Coop?
Ryan Cooper, our dragonborn, 6.5 foot tall, 250-pound stealthy rogue. This green with his
Is there enough
green
room
scales.
for 2 people to go by here, or is that
You would be able to difficult terrain around
that
him
area.
if you were trying.
okay? So that puts
You're
us
not
here.
bigger than like a normal sized
Nope,
character.
I'm medium sized for only for push, pull, and drag stuff.
I
I
was
count
gonna
as
say,
large.
okay, so
It's like
large
large
I
frame.
might stop you, but
We're gonna throw some
I count
poison
from
at
our-
this man.
Oh,
At 1.
and blast it.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
He was.
1, 2, 3, rainbow spray.
Recharge now. Short rest.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Short rest. I get a recharge on it. So I need you to beat a DC of 12.
Con save.
Or a con save. Thank you.
that is 7. No, I'm not passing that.
Cool. So I get 2 d6 of damage.
That's me an awful lot. I'll do that.
That's goblin number 1.
Yep. 7.
7. So do you want to describe how that goblin dies in your poison breath?
I run up on the goblin.
Describe your poison breath too.
Yeah, no. And as he takes a deep breath, as about, like he looks like he's about to start swinging at me, I go, stop! And out of my breath at the same time, this beautiful green, like almost emerald colored breath just encircles him and wraps around him as you can see the blood in his eyes get just, and then life leaves. And he falls on the ground.
All right. Like it. Goblin 1 has fallen down.
I get my
Thank you, sir.
Ryan has taken his turn. Eunuch is dead. Meth, it is your turn.
Okay. Is this guy down?
That
Yeah,
is
he's
down.
dead.
Cool. Can
He's
I use?
still bubbling from the little
I've
cloud
got.
of poison that's slowly dissipating.
I got
as-
30 feet of movement.
You kill him with your breath.
Yes.
5, 10, 15, 20,
I think
25,
that was
30.
good.
Crap! I can't get all the way to him. Well, I can get within 10 feet of them. Yeah.
You are within 10 feet.
Cool. I'm gonna take a javelin and huck one at number 6.
All right, javelin hucked at number 6.
That is a 15 plus 5. So that's a 20 to hit.
Fuck yeah.
That
Okay.
hits.
I would hope that hits. Really well. Otherwise, fuck, we got a whole other problem.
What kind of goblin is this?
5
I mean, he's killing
piercing
dummy, I
damage.
guess.
5 piercing damage. That javelin comes flying through, and the javelin pierces the goblin in his shoulder. And that 5 piercing damage is enough to disable that shoulder that's done, and then that goblin drops his short bow that he was holding with both hands because you hit him in the offhand, which would be in holding the arrow, and the short bow drops at that goblin's feet.
Nice.
It's funny, you attack the goblin that actually has a missing arm.
Oh, is that the one that...
I like that. That was my first laser printed.
You attacked Dobby and he lost an arm.
Oh, Dobby.
Dobby lost an arm, guys.
Oh, Dobby. If you ever need a big goblin army, let me know. I do have some of those other ones I bought.
Okay,
Great.
Meth, you have taken your turn.
Yes, sir.
It is Sildar's turn, who is butt naked and cowering.
But very powerful.
Comes over
HP wise.
and hides behind the stalactite.
Yelling naked.
Goblin number 1 is dead, so it can't be his turn. Melme.
Melme is over here, yeah?
Yep.
Crap, she used a spell. I guess it's time for another crossbow shot. Assuming she has a clear shot up the ridge there, yeah?
Up 10
You know, I don't think that Melme can see that goblin from where she's standing.
Because we can only see the goblins when they were clear.
Yeah.
That's
That's a 10 foot
This
up.
line is 10 foot.
Can we
right
say...
If you move back, you can probably see her.
I mean, moving back or moving towards the stairs, which do you think would...
For Melme, I don't really want Melme to come upstairs.
Or Melme could try to climb the escarpment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be, what, a dex check?
It would be.
Let's climb that escarpment. She's
her
very
dex is
light.
pretty good,
Alright.
Okay, just give me your
next
roll.
check.
That is a 19 plus 4, so 23.
Melme
Straight dex.
is able to climb that.
She's like, guess what?
But it will take all of the movement to move vertically that 10 feet.
Yep.
And then I'm letting you not only make it up to the top, but get back up standing. And that's why all of your movement is gone, because the second half was...
Totally makes sense.
Unless you want to
Getting-
army crawl forward.
No. Okay. So she
Shoot
is,
from just holding on.
up top with no movement left.
No movement left.
She still has an action. Cool. She is going to shoot her light crossbow.
Shoot it.
That is a 13 plus 4, so 17 to hit on number 7.
That hits number 7.
Okay,
Good
that
shot,
is
Melme.
one. Thank you. That is 1d8 of damage. Where's that d8? That is a 4 plus 4, so 8 damage.
8 damage kills that one dead. Would you like to describe how Melme's assault?
Melme.
After climbing up the
So
escarpment.
Melme at the base of this, or at the bottom of this 2-level room, looks up and is like, "Fuck this!" Crawls up that 10-foot wall, pops up, and is like, "Really?" Fucking pulls out her already loaded light crossbow, and again, right there. She has a thing for third eyes.
Just
And she wants to give one to everybody. She wants to give everybody a third eye.
open up your mind to another possibility.
Okay. Goblin 7 falls down dead, and you are left in a room with a one-armed, bleeding goblin just begging for mercy. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. You guys have to let me live. I'm just a one-armed goblin. I can't do anything to you guys. What do I gotta do?
What's your name?
Seppuku.
Seppuku. My name is Seppuku. Seppuku the goblin.
It's Japanese.
Does that mean something?
No, it's
Ritual suicide.
I was demanding that of him.
Yeah, it's where you're taking I believe it's a tonto, technically. You have to cut open your own innards.
Well, his name isn't actually Seppuku, but because he was speaking goblin to you, non-goblin speaker.
That's what we heard.
His name is Ritual Suicide.
All right. So you're demanding ritual suicide from the goblin?
No.
We're
definitely not.
We're out of since he is begging for forgiveness. We're out of turn-based action, and it's
Cool.
no
Let's
more
interrogate him.
Ask, what's your name?
Still don't know where Gundren is.
No, where's Gundren? I think that should be the question. I agree.
I'm gonna start simple. What's your name?
You do what you do.
Hey, charisma is everything.
Since this goblin has already been beaten into submission, I'm going to skip the charisma rolls.
Yeah.
Considering he's surrounded by a bunch of the dead bodies
Hey,
of his
beefy
friends
boys.
and leader, and now a large group of Tanky Boyz is starting to slowly surround him.
Tanks, go! Tanks!
I mean, at this point, I don't think I could hit him if he stood still, based on how he's going. So.
They have been standing still.
So you ask, what do you want to talk to this goblin about?
Where's Gundren?
We got word from Glassstaff that we needed to hang out and find this dwarf. And the dwarf who's been calling Gundren, he has been taken up to the main castle to speak with our leader. Our leader is Glassstaff. Glassstaff wrote the note. Glassstaff asked for Gundren, and Glassstaff got Gundren.
Who is Glassstaff?
Glassstaff's Glassstaff. Glassstaff's the leader.
He's the man, huh?
He's not a.
Does he have a glass
Is he?
staff?
He is not a goblin.
He's made out of it.
Correct.
Is this
He
like a
is
Mr.
not
Glass
a goblin.
situation?
Mr. Glass situation.
He is not a goblin, and he's called Glassstaff because he carries a glass staff. That's what we call him.
It's a glass.
He's got a glass
It's a
staff.
Mr. Glass
That's-
situation.
It's Samuel.
Does Sindar?
Exactly.
I
He
asked
speaks
Sindar.
common, we speak goblin.
He says motherfucker a lot. I get it.
I asked Sindar. Does he know who this Glassstaff character is?
Sildar does not
Or
know
Sildar.
who Glassstaff is. Sildar does not know who Glassstaff
Okay.
is. I'm still listening.
During the interrogation,
Yes.
I'm going to take Sildar, sit him down by that fire that's still going, give him my cloak, maybe some rations.
Raylanar, always the gentleman.
I'll throw you some rations for that.
I got some.
Okay.
Alright.
Are we gonna kill this goblin or let him loose?
Do you have more questions? You want to kill him? What are you doing?
I think we have more questions.
Like we go.
Is there any?
I still want to know what your name is.
Yeah, what's your name, Troll?
He says something that uses consonants that a human would not be able to speak, but it sounds like seppuku to you for sure.
Awesome.
Ben Martin, since
What
you
about-
know,
It's like
since
more
you know what
funny Yiddish. It's like just very, just really throaty.
What about the map?
Where's the map?
The map we got, and we took that map, and it left with Gundren. That map is gone, and it is with Gundren.
Which way did they go?
North.
North. Okay.
What do you know about the castle they're being held at?
I don't even know how to get there, really. I'm not Clark, I'm not Yemek. I'm just here because they help me hunt for food, and I'm a goblin bandit, and this is where goblin bandits hang out.
Right.
So I don't know, it's that way.
He dies.
Slices got
Where's
Where's
Glassstaff?
Until people have it here.
Glassstaff is in the castle that we had sent Gundren and the map to.
Do you at least know the name of the castle?
We are the Cragmaw tribe, and we call it Cragmaw Castle.
How dangerous is Glassstaff?
Glassstaff is dangerous enough to where Glassstaff has not been our leader long. Glassstaff, my bosses, Yemek and Clark, Glassstaff has taken power. Yemek, who you just murdered, is power hungry. He wants all the power. He wanted to overthrow Clark. But instead, we're just sitting in here on two sides. We kind of don't really like each other, but we work together because that's how food happens. And we stay alive, and goblins like being alive. And so we put up with each other. And that's, that's all I've got for you.
I think we,
Off in his head.
I think we leave him, or bring him with us as a guide.
Let's bring him with us.
Either way,
But he doesn't know where we're going, and he's
No.
harmless right now. We leave him
He's
with
got
it.
one arm. He has one arm.
Can I cut off his other
Can I
arm
look at
before
him? Do you want to live?
Yes, I want to live. I want to live desperately.
Do you-
I want to live more than anything.
Do you
I've
need
never
both of
had.
your arms?
I've never made baby goblins. I want to make baby goblins.
Okay. Do you
Please,
want?
just let me make babies.
What race
Do
is Bim
you-
Goblin again?
I want to present my element.
Hey, how about half gnome, half goblin babies?
Goblins. Oh God, no.
That we didn't have to take care of. We
Dude,
saw 3 wolves on the way out.
how-
that
how
he's gonna
cute
wanna
would that
take
be,
with us
though?
Anyway.
Do you want to stay here or do you want to leave?
I want to leave.
All right.
Will you send anyone to this place?
No.
Does he take
No,
care
no.
of
Do
the?
you, looking at him in the eye, do you swear it?
I swear it. I swear whatever you want me to swear.
Swear
I will
on your
swear.
good
I will
arm.
go wherever you want me to go. Sorry. I will go wherever you want me to go. I will stay wherever you want me to stay. You tell me what you want from me, and that's what you're getting.
The 3 wolves that we passed on the way in. Do you know them well?
I do.
Will
Awesome.
you take care of them?
Yes.
I would love for you to let me leave with my wolves. I don't know. There's only one that I'm really attached to, and if it was up to me, I would take only one of them with me. But if you want, I'll take all 3. We can go and we can leave this cave and we can be gone.
I place both of my hands on his shoulders and I look him in the eye. I say,
Intense,
if
right?
you do anything to harm those wolves, we'll find you
I place my fingers.
and I will make you wish we killed you right now.
All right.
Never be a
And then you'd like to
bandit
bring the
again.
wolves back.
I'll never be a bandit. I'll never be a bandit. I will take care of the wolves, and they will live happy forever after with me. And that, yeah.
Okay, I say we let him go. I'm good.
Okay.
Empty your
That's all I
pockets.
needed to know.
I won't even ask for that.
Empty the pockets. The goblin takes the little pockets, actually pulls them inside out like that, and a little rock with a string tied to it falls out. And that was all that he had in his pocket.
Drop your
Yeah,
weapons.
Is this a little toy?
Weapons
He's
dropped.
something out there in
The
the
short
wild.
bow
He's got a
got
wolf.
dropped. He had a
He's got 3
little.
wolves,
He had a little
but-
scimitar. He had a little scimitar that
He's
was
already
stuck in the
said that he's
back.
not gonna fuck
He
with
He was like, if you want me to
One
drop
arm.
my weapons, I gotta reach into the back here. Or I'm not doing anything.
I'm
Do you have
gonna
a
hold
dagger or
fireball.
what?
So I got a scimitar. I just wanna
I'm
get
gonna
rid
hold
of
the
my
fireball.
scimitar.
Go for it.
All right. He takes the
I don't
scimitar,
think that's
sets it
necessary.
aside, drops
It's
it.
showmanship.
Not doing anything.
Okay. I'm gonna give him 20 copper. of the 3
Philborg
wolves
tries
and
to
get out of
cover
here.
up. Philborg tries to cover up.
The Fearbog is like, maybe we don't fry him. I think we can let him go with the wolves and it's fine.
I give him 10 copper of the 3 wolves and he's out of here.
You're giving him 10 copper?
Yeah.
You're giving him money?
He was a nice guy. Here, go.
You're a rogue.
Leave.
You're giving away money.
Yeah.
He's a nice rogue.
Paying.
All right.
I'm paying for silence.
And then
Fair enough. Criminal. Acting like a criminal.
the goblin does not need any more than that. He looks kind of backs away from you guys and looks kind of keep your eyes on you and scurries out of the room with his head down. And he dashes
wait,
down
on-
the little.
On his way out?
I like this pencil.
Wait. Is there anyone else in this cave?
I don't know where you've been.
We've seen the whole cave. Is there anybody else in this cave?
So this was actually the same goblin that was in Clark's room that had dashed away
He's the one that
and
ran away?
escaped. And so he's like, you've killed Clark, you killed the guys that were doing the traps, you killed Ripper, the 3 wolves were there chained up when I dropped through the chute and ran away. I don't think there's anybody left besides me and the 3 wolves.
Okay. The only other question I have is about this area that we didn't go
What's
through.
that, Bipnon?
It's just one hallway.
You know what I mean?
I think it'd be fine.
Yeah.
I said after searching the room, get some fresh air. That's like, unless there's a deeper hallway.
No, there's nothing.
We're leaving.
So the goblin leaves and the scurries down the
hard hallway.
the crumbly hallway and is gone into the mouth of the cave. Takes his wolves and is gone.
Guys, let's fucking clean this room up and take a rest.
Yeah.
Can we? You guys
A
want to
short
burn the bodies?
rest or a long rest?
It is like 1 o'clock in the morning
Guys,
for you guys.
was
Clark's room
Let's take a long rest.
Okay, yeah. So which room has less blood? This one or Clark's?
Clark.
This room is covered in like goblin body parts and
Let's go sleep in
filth
Clark's room.
and everything.
Let's go
Clark's room
sleep-
was certainly.
let's
I'm
in
gonna go
Clark's
sleep
room.
in Clark's.
I'll sleep in front of the door because I'm very heavy. It's
Well, no, I'll just stand in front of the door.
We have him
so-
standing in front of the door. We have you sitting next to the hole. We
I'll
also
sleep on a
have
hole.
and
You
Melmaze
lay in
over
front of the
here,
door, whatever you do.
and then
You
this
power
guy's
down.
back in that corner with him.
I don't understand your technology. I'm just your buddy, man.
Cool. There. Now we're all in that room. We're taking a break.
All right.
We're gonna search that room though.
Again,
before
yeah,
we leave.
just to make sure.
Yes.
like Emic. We
This
need-
just had a door, even though
Yeah,
it's a
I
shitty
know.
door. At least it's a door.
Yeah.
I don't think we searched
Like I would say like
No, we haven't.
could
but we haven't
we
left
find
it.
anything in the room aside from what was on those goblins before we left? Scimitars and bows.
Ymik carries a pouch containing 3 gold teeth that you estimate to be worth 1 gold piece apiece,
Okay.
Okay.
and 15 silver pieces. While looking through the room, you're talking to Sildar, and Sildar tells you sadly that all of his clothes and armor and gear left with Gundren, while they kept him behind in the eating room and tortured him, and they had been threatening him with consuming him next. That's actually why that fire was there, even though they've been telling him that they were going to eat him while beating him within an inch of his life.
So, I actually technically have leather armor that I'm not wearing. It just came
I also have
with
dark
my
clothing that I'm
character
not
when I built
wearing.
it.
Okay.
So I will give Sildar my leather armor.
Okay.
Sildar is able to put on that leather armor, but because it's leather armor that was like meant to fit you, he looks like a 4th grader wearing his dad's.
Why don't you hold on to your leather
Wearing his
armor?
dad's
Because I think
armor.
that's going to impede his movement instead of actually help, and I'll
Well,
just give him.
He's just gonna wear the leather like top, and he's
Okay,
wearing
so
it
it's
like
not
a
no
dress.
impeded on movement.
No,
or
he's just
anything.
wearing it like
Okay.
a dress, like
Just
you. Like
want to
you
make
gave
sure
him.
that happens.
I
Before
mean, he's not that giant of a person.
I'm only 7 feet.
Yeah, he's shorter than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sildar's not.
Sildar's,
he's a human.
a 6'2" human.
Yeah.
He's a
He is
he's
a
a
tall
big.
human.
He
Let me put a triple X shirt on you. I mean,
Fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? I retract my argument.
let me put a nightgown on you and have you run a mile.
So you mentioned
We'll see how that fucking
you mentioned moving into this clean room. What are you doing in the clean room?
We're gonna take a long rest.
Fucking sleeping, Sam.
All right,
We
you are going
resting.
to take a long rest. Is anybody watching guard?
I would say that
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
have
take.
him sleeping
but-
in front of the door.
As a reminder, Melme is an elf, so she
Yeah, she
has
gets
4
4
hours that she has to meditate.
I would say we're gonna take actual 2-hour shifts, even though we have Melme who gets 4 hours of rest, and that we have the Sentinel Watch of you're
I don't
always
think
aware
we-
of things.
I don't think we necessarily need that because this room
I-
has a door. It only has one entrance.
Well,
if he's
everyone
sleeping in
gets a
front of the
full
door.
night's rest, even with taking shifts.
Okay,
You're
cool.
saying you only need
It just
6
takes
hours.
It just takes the
Yeah.
10 hours.
That's
to
fine.
do
No
the
worries
thing.
then.
Yeah,
That's
so,
fine.
So
I just wanted to make sure
basically, I would say that Math would be willing to take the first watch with whoever, if any. I mean, there's 6 hours where you're offline, but you're still fucking on. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we'll say Meth can take the first watch. Melme can take the last watch.
Can
We see somebody for the middle two.
I'm also
Okay.
going to ask Seldar if he's any good with a bow and arrow.
And that's where my camera ran out of batteries. Don't worry, I have another backup. I missed a couple minutes, but pretty much they were just gearing up to take their long rest. And now we took a break as a group, and this is us getting back to the action after that long rest.
Peaches! My man! And Pebbles.
And Pebbles.
I don't know if we need to drag Sildar up to Cragmaw Castle.
Yeah.
we sealed.
No, let's go
the
drop the
property.
naked man off. Let's give him his
He's
weapons
not
back.
quite naked anymore. He gave him his
Okay.
He's wearing a
my
leather.
robe.
He's wearing a
Tunic.
leather tunic right
He's
now.
wearing a leather
Walking
tunic.
down the street.
Walking. It's like leather to here to his knees.
It's like 400 pounds on him. Like just.
He's wearing a leather dress.
So, we need to do some shots. Pour some shots. Shot. So while we're pouring the shots, you guys are waking up from your long rest in Clark's cavern here. And as you're waking up, and
It's fine, bro.
as you're waking up, Sildar goes through and rummages through all of the seized goods, finds some coffee, and is able to rig up a little coffee pot.
Oh, thank God.
Sildar in the corner. And Sildar kind of gets things started. As you guys wake up, Sildar has gotten up early and has prepared the best breakfast that he can scrape together from the supplies. He is very, very thankful that you guys saved his life, and he wanted to make sure to return the favor as best he could. So he got up early and cooked you breakfast. As y'all are gaining your, morning consciousness and getting back into morning time, Sildar tells you, "Hey guys, I know y'all all can tell I don't have my wallet, I don't have anything, but if you guys get me back to Phandalin, I got somebody that will totally throw you guys 50 gold pieces for getting me back there safe.
50 a piece?
I really appreciate it. 50 total. It's not a bribe. It's not anything. It's just what I've got laying around.
This cave's looking dark.
The Dragonborn rogue tries to negotiate with the freed hostage. All right.
Did someone check
As the paladin looks at him, the paladin rogue, fucking archetype lives on. The paladin rogue archetype lives on.
Just cross looks it.
Did someone check behind the waterfall?
Any question you ask, the worst answer is no. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They did. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause there's always something behind the waterfall.
I
Not in this
couldn't
case.
remember. I've played this module before.
No, we definitely
but my
did.
character didn't come in until after this cave because I missed the first session.
Oh, that's Lindsay.
That's entailed.
That's actually my fiance. She came in like,
Yeah.
How did the deep burn?
They came back to
It was
dead
like
horses,
here.
so my character was a little
Okay.
oh, she came in even after that.
All right.
He likes to.
What are we doing? Y'all are coffeeed. You have woken up in the caves.
Go.
You got
Let's
Sildar
start
with
taking
you.
into Peaches
You guys are
And pebbles.
looking for peaches.
and Pebbles. Well, we're going back to the town that we were supposed to drop the
Yeah.
things off.
Sildar knows Peaches. He's like, Peaches is a good guy.
Like Peaches, oh no, he's fine.
Sorry I didn't
Fucking
get to be
Peaches,
on
yeah.
spend any time on the road with y'all on Peaches. Seemed like it would have been good couple days travel.
Hey, Sildar. This look familiar to you? I'm gonna show him the crest on all the supplies.
Yes. Sildar.
Because you said it was like on everything, right?
It was.
It was like blue with a lion.
A blue lion,
Yeah, right
a
there.
shield, and that is an emblem right there. Sildar recognizes that emblem and tells you guys that is the emblem of Lion Shield Coster, which is the big merchant in the region. And Lion Shield Coster, they have it's almost like a merchandise franchise. They have a shop in each town, and that is how the thing works. And Lion Shield Coster is the group that Gundren was working alongside that hired y'all. Sildar is obviously has uniquely knowledgeable about this department, being Gundren's homie.
Yep.
So he tells you that there's probably someone back in Phandalin that would pay good money to know where this cache of goods is, even though you guys aren't able to carry it back. It's barrels and boxes. You need wagon, maybe even 2 or 3 wagons. To
Need
bring
some
back this.
people and some wagons to move.
Yeah.
We couldn't throw it in a bag and walk with it.
Can we find like
Well,
one?
the bag of holding.
We could
is filled
throw
with water
one.
now.
Like,
We can pour that one.
Fergus just dumped out. Come on, one of us has dumped that shit. out.
Can we empty it out?
It's still full of water. Can we talk about that?
It's
no,
empty.
That's what I'm talking about. We
It's
dumped
empty.
that water out.
Mhm.
It is no longer full of water.
All right.
It's empty. That the bag of holding is now empty because we put water in on top of the meat.
There was
So now it's
boar
empty.
meat.
Yeah, but it's
Is that
empty.
boar meat gone?
Yeah.
Fill up that reservoir back up.
Yeah.
He kind of watered down that boar meat and then threw it on some shit. So-
I was really hoping he was going to open that bag and the flood was going to go out, and then I was going to make the fire go out, and then you guys weren't going to be able to see. And if your flower would have landed on it, the fire would have gone out, and y'all would have been back to not being able to see.
Yeah.
And didn't have night vision. So I think it was a happy miss.
No, it wasn't a bad miss. Let me put it that way.
Would have been hilarious though. I'm with you there. Like,
At some point,
Yeah,
in
we
the
can
battle, I
do that.
kind of wanted
Absolutely
to
hoping for a succeed.
Hey,
I swing the flower.
As a fear bowl, why don't I have night vision? I don't get it.
really
I actually saw
Why doesn't the
Some
robot have
version
night
of it.
I saw the posters about them trying to.
I get that one. Why doesn't a camera have night vision?
is there anything that we can take back
Well,
that has the emblem
Some
on
of
it,
it.
so we can show it as
I mean,
like,
like, take
hey,
a side
look,
of the
we know
crate.
where your shit is.
Yes. Yeah.
But I mean, okay, how about this?
There
Would
are
Sildar's
flower-
word be good enough?
The flour packaging.
Yeah.
The bags of flour that are this big, you could totally cut one of just the top and not even have to carry all the flour there.
Cool.
Bring the
So it's not
top
even a
to
carry
work.
item.
But you could cut the fabric
And
out
just
of
wrap
that
it,
sack.
just roll it up and be like, yo, we know where your shit is.
Yes.
Sorry,
That's
that
what we
flour
dress
that this
Sildar
was in is bad.
He
That
takes
flour,
like his
it's
leather,
not good.
and we dress Sildar in a.
Burlap.
we empty out the flour of the sack, cut a hole and 2 armholes, and put that on Sildar, and that's what he's walking.
We
with.
dress
Like-
Sildar in burlap, and he just walked by and walked.
We're planning on heading back to Phandalin, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I do believe so.
You need help?
Not really.
Guys, I'm gonna go take a piss just because that's what I do. Good luck.
Have fun with that.
Thank you. I believe in myself and my heart.
Hope you roll a 20.
You can leave some of it.
Yep.
It was the first time I played this campaign. I think the other guys made it through the cave in the first session. And I came in the second one, so they came back to the road. Although I think they didn't manage to save Soldar. I want to say he died. But they came back to the road and found those dead horses, and I'm a lizard
Alright.
folk. So I'm like cutting off the meat of the dead horses, and I'm using the rib cages to make like a shield.
Oh, that's good.
And they just come back and there's this like 7-foot tall lizard.
Just scavenging dead horses.
Yep.
Oh, here, let me move those knives. You can put it right where. Or is this
Alright,
gonna go
we
on?
got a little Phandalin coming up here.
Oh, that's just going there. Cool. I got it.
Sweet.
There.
Alright, so as you guys are traveling back
We're coming in from this.
towards Phandalin, you are approaching from me.
Okay, from the
Yes.
driver chair.
You are approaching from Tribor Trail. As you'll remember, Tribor Trail, you guys came down from Neverwinter. You guys cut over on the Tribor Trail. That was the break off. Traveled for a little bit. Now you're breaking south towards Phandalin. Tribor Trail, if you continued on down the road, the Tribor Trail would continue off to Coneyberry. And you guys are now entering Phandalin. As you enter into Phandalin, there is one of those things like you would see at the Dallas Zoo right when you walk in. That says,
Giant giraffe.
That says that's a
Oh,
giant
wow.
giraffe. Yes.
With a weird tongue.
No, it actually, you see a sign out front that actually says, "Welcome to Phandalin," like a cute little town thing.
Yeah.
And this map is on that sign, and it's actually with everything labeled just the way that it is. As you approach Phandalin, there's this weird kind of almost eeriness to it because you can tell that Phandalin used to be a bigger city than it is now. And Phandalin...
so it's gone through some war tough, or people are moving from
abandoned buildings.
People are moving like Detroit, sort of like
economic shrinkage.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. I'm just trying to picture it in my head.
We are Detroit.
Yeah, there are abandoned buildings. You can tell that Phandalin was a more glorious town than it is now, but not like Detroit, like you were saying, where it's like 50 years ago it was great. It's like 200 years ago.
Okay, cool.
And Phandalin sat empty for a long time. And so the ruins of the unused buildings are like fully broken down, barely the parts of the buildings anymore. And you are entering town, and it's pretty obvious which buildings here in the town center have been rebuilt. You can kind of see the little ledges along the sides where the old build was, and then you can see the new build is like on top of that. And the buildings have been reconstructed from the old bones. And obviously there's plenty of buildings that have not been reconstructed, but are still sitting in what is the main pathway. Some of the little pathways kind of fizzle off that aren't pictured here and go into more ruins. This is kind of what's drawn here is the town that has been resurrected. And the ruins are scattered about in the outside around this and aren't any of the buildings. So if it's drawn in here, that is an existing place. But the town used to be bigger, and the echoes of a greater Phandalin still remain.
Being prevalent in Thieves' Taunt, do I have to do like a...
Thieves what?
Can't, taunt, whatever.
Thieves can't.
Thieves gun.
There we go.
Taunt is actually...
What
do I have to do a perception or an investigation? Just to see if there's anything while we're walking through that says they're like little... Because it says in the book that I can see like little signs and things on the buildings.
Okay.
So do I need to do like a perception or investigation?
Like a thieves language?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll for thieves understanding.
Okay. It'll be 20. A 19.
Alright, as a 19, you're rolling into town, and the buildings that have been rebuilt, you're not necessarily seeing any sort of markings or any sort of list that was. In some of the buildings, you can see like the edges of the script and the markings that you're used to looking for. That has been there's an all clear sign that's like this has been picked through.
Okay.
And you can see that like some of the buildings have been built over buildings that used to have this has been picked through, marked over it. So you can tell that marking is older and not necessarily super valuable intel. But the ruins that y'all are walking past as you enter into town have the like, this has been picked clean. There's nothing inside this building.
Gotcha.
Is the notation that you're able to see in you alone.
So when we walk into town, you see we've got that map that kind of has the stuff.
Yeah, a little single post sign that says "Welcome to Phandalin," and then this is there.
So it has kind of all of the same labels, or most of the same labels that we have here.
Yes, it has. This is.
You actually did a really
the
good
map.
job on
Okay.
everything.
So
This is 100% what you're looking
Thank you.
at. And it's in like hand script. Like there's a drawing, and it's like it's been drawn up there. And so, quite literally, what you see here is what.
This was a map handed to your boy.
I would like to
my
ask.
wife's iPhone password off of that.
That might be
Fine.
handy.
It's his.
We need to go to
I'd like to ask
Barton's provisions, right?
I would kind of like to go to the right if that's the first open road.
The first thing we need to go to
Oh,
is
is
to
drop
follow
him off.
Sildar.
Yeah.
Sildar, yeah.
Oh, wait,
As we're
where's
going
Sildar?
towards where Sildar is leading us, though, I'd like to ask him what the Shrine of Luck is.
Okay, so as you're walking into town, you're looking at this sign that breaks everything down. Sildar walks up to the map and points. Stonehill Inn, right here in the center of town. Sildar points at the Stonehill Inn and was like, "This is where my people have gold for you, and this is where I'm going to be able to find clothes and a shower. I've been being tortured for the last 36 hours. I just want to get hosed off, and I know the Stonehill Inn is where I'm going to get hosed off. Conversely, you guys, since it's on the way, we should swing by Barthen's Provisions. Sildar is very familiar with Phandalin, so he is speaking, very clearly about this. He points out Barthen's Provisions right here, which is on the top north end of town where you guys are entering, and says that's going to be where you're going to find Peaches and the people that owe you money.
And Pebbles!
Well, I don't know about
Maybe.
Pebbles. Sildar doesn't know who Pebbles is, so there's no excitement there in Sildar. But he's telling you that Barthen's Provisions is where you can go to claim your reward for bringing by the wagon, assuming that Peaches made it and the wagon's there. Sildar would just assume that. And the Stonehill Inn is where he wants to go.
If you wanted to be clean, all you had to do was ask. Prestidigitation.
All right. So Sildar's like one of those old 90s shows where the clothes change.
Yeah.
Sildar does that, and then he's still just wearing the oversized leather armor and the weird tidy whiteys.
But it's very clean.
But he looks like he's been licked clean by 3 friendly dogs.
Could we
by
send
Pebbles and all his friends.
Could we send 2 people with him to the Stonehill Inn, and then?
Well, we should all go.
You can do whatever you want.
All right. Well, let's go pick up provisions.
Does he have anything to ask him about the Shrine of Luck, though? Does he have anything to say as we're walking towards?
So the Shrine of Luck is an altar for the goddess Timora, who is a goddess of luck and good things. And does that answer your question?
Pretty much. It's kind of general knowledge.
So I
Whatever
don't know
you
what the Shrine of Luck was.
Yeah. I've had shitty luck, so maybe I should
Hey.
Sister Gariel. Sister Gariel runs the shrine to Timora. She is a good gal, as you would imagine, in a circumstance of, goblin invasions and things like that. The person that's working at the equivalent of a church to a goddess of luck is someone you can count on to be a good human.
Alright.
Okay, is there anywhere in particular you guys want to go right now, or just...
I'm fine with going to the Stonehill Inn to collect our bounty first.
I mean, I figure we want to eventually go to Lion Shield Coster and let them know we have the whereabouts of some of the...
What do you want to do
And
first? We can do everything else.
Yeah, let's
do first.
Let's go to Stonehill Inn.
Provisions are literally the closest.
Yeah.
Stop there on the way.
Barthen's Provisions.
Okay.
They're on the way.
Okay.
All right, so as you're working your way through this town, you're going from the ruins into what has clearly been rebuilt out of former ruins. And you walk in to Barthen's Provisions. This is more like a general store. You're going to see a lot of the things that I was describing that were on your wagon. Pickaxes, bags of flour, barrels of not only drinking liquid, but barrels of wine. You've got all of the things that are just kind of general goods.
So no weapons, no healing potions, nothing of those sorts.
Not that you can see or not that jump out at you. It looks like a very general store.
Can I do an investigation to see if there's that?
Bring it on, roll your dice.
Investigation, sorry. 18.
You see it, no change to what I had presented to you earlier. You see a general goods store with mining and provisions, and there is a a lean and balding human male shopkeeper of about 50 years old and a kind manner. He employs a couple young clerks, Andrew and Thistle, who are wandering around, tidying things up and being the little shopkeepers, thinking about, like in Home Alone, the guy that they call to chase the kid with the things. It's like a friendly young boy wearing an apron that's tidying up in the place. And that's what you see. As you walk in, this lean, balding human shouts at you and is like, "You guys must clearly be the adventurers that have been escorting my wagon. Peaches told me about you guys. He described this bunch of Tanky Boyz that had been helping him about. And I gotta say, it's been a while since anybody matching your description has walked into my store. Welcome, and I would love to start this conversation by dishing out 10 gold pieces for each and every one of you as a thank you for keeping Peaches safe, as well as helping, as he told me, as you guys were instrumental in helping him come back with all of our goods."
That's 10 gold each?
Yes.
10 gold each, yes sir.
Why, thank you, good sir.
I'm rich, bitch.
Very.
I'm rich, bitch!
I'm rich, bitch.
I hope you rolled your.
I have 24.
That's cute.
I have a little. I have a
more
shitload.
than 24.
I didn't roll character gold. I was picking up what was.
I
given
mean,
to me.
that's far less. I rolled very well, thank you.
I didn't roll character gold.
And Peaches is doing well.
Peaches is doing well, he's not here.
Does Peaches still have the pub?
Peaches made it back. I don't know, I'm sorry. I don't know if Peaches has a pup, but I do know that Peaches made it back with my wagon. I'm much appreciated. He also told me that, and I'm sorry to get somber and bring up a sore subject, but he told me about what he thinks has happened to Gundren and Sildar, and I'm sorry for everybody's loss.
So Sildar's in the
Sildar! My man! Sildar goes through and they have a chummy hug. Sildar's still wearing his undies. He looks clean, but he's wearing giant leather undies, and he hugs this balding middle-aged human with a really passionate hug, and you can tell that they're excited to see him. The guy runs into the back and gets some loose-fitting pants and a rope for him to tie around his waist and prevents Sildar with something he can fashion into some pants. Sildar's a little skinnier than him. The shopkeeper is chubby, so he has to tie him around his waist with a rope. Doesn't have an extra belt, but now Sildar is clothed and really happy to have seen his old friend Elmar.
Now, turning to the rest of the group, I asked the rest of the group, should I ask the shop Borthans for his opinion on the jade frog with tiny golden orb eyes, or should we hold on to that and ask?
Well, you could ask him. Just ask him what he knows about it.
Okay.
If he knows anything. Doesn't mean you have to give it to him.
No.
Yeah, just ask him about it.
So I found this tiny jade frog with tiny golden orb eyes. Do you know anything about this?
He takes the tiny statue and it's like, oh, this is good work. It's not necessarily, I don't know exactly what it is or where it came from, but it should fetch you at least 35, 45 gold pieces, depending on how good of a deal you're able to strike.
Okay.
I'd offer you 35, but you could probably find someone that'd buy it for 40 because I gotta resell it. So I gotta know there's somebody I can sell it for 40 before I buy it from 35. So, you know, you can imagine how things go here.
Can I roll an intelligence to see if there are any markings on this?
Roll away.
13.
There is the marking of some initials down at the bottom. It's not necessarily like letters that you can recognize, but like an ornate symbol.
Does anybody see what this Can anybody make out what this symbol is on the bottom of these?
Does anyone have a high Arcana check?
I can check Arcana and Religion. I can't say it's high, but
Mine's all be over here.
That's a nat 20.
He's the magic born boy over there.
Minus 22.
Hey, give me the magic born boy
Thank
over
you.
here.
So you even show Barthen the emblem and the signature, and everybody can love it. Barthen recognizes the signature as being a well-known statue artisan from Neverwinter, but there doesn't necessarily any specific magical connotation or anything. It's just a good artist from Neverwinter who makes cool art and figurines. And this happens to be a figurine that has been made for somebody important. It probably took a month of his life to forge this and create this art. And 40 gold would be a pretty good.
On that note, I'm going to put it in the safest pocket I have.
All right.
You don't want to sell it?
No, not yet. It might be important to somebody down the line, where I might be able to give them back something that they've lost to get information from the human.
There's a lot of people in the world.
There are a lot of people in this world, but if we meet the people who they were stealing all of these things from,
Or
then that actually might, or the artist, both of those things might be interesting.
Or
You mean as
the
the
Cragmaw killed the person that it was intended for.
And now everybody's looking for the person who owns it.
Well, I was just going to say nobody necessarily wants it.
Well, it's also small enough that I can put it in what he said, a shirt pocket.
Also, to be fair.
So why not carry something
be
that
fair.
has no weight value to
To
it?
be fair,
To be fair.
a small jade frog. That's what we're arguing about, correct?
We're discussing.
Disgusting. Could be looked at valuably as an implement for a spell at a later point in time too.
It does have golden orbs as eyes.
I just mean the fact that it's a jade, which would be counted as a gem, which would be counted as.
While y'all talk amongst yourself, Sildar and Barthen
Yeah.
seem to be getting pretty chummy,
Yeah.
chatting amongst themselves. Will you guys chat amongst yourselves?
Yeah.
I want to turn to the shopkeeper and Sildar and ask them about this Cragmaw castle that the goblins were talking about. If either of them has any information about it.
Cragmaw Castle's up north. Barthen won't know anything about it. Sildar is just going to tell you the same thing.
Same thing he said.
that he was saying before. But Barthen, being a shopkeeper, isn't necessarily hip to the dangerous conversations.
So pause on gameplay just for a second. All these names that we read, is that things that our characters already know? So I could ask about like smithies, and I could ask about.
This was on the
Shit.
sign.
Yeah.
The sign that was at the front of town is what you're looking
Cool.
at. And so you have all of this information. Whether or not you don't have a cell phone with a camera in it, so when you walked away, you don't necessarily remember all of this stuff.
No,
but you knew that there was a sign that kind of pointed to where
things were.
where you could find it.
Cool. So what do you know about Addermath Orchard?
Old Adermath has been, he's a former adventurer, like yourselves. He is an elven fighter that has retired after, 100 years of life on the road. He comes from down in the southeast, but he came here to retire. He wanted to get away from his home and find a place where people wouldn't go knocking on his door asking for help. And that's actually what drove him out of where he's from, is he kept getting dragged back into all the drama and BS. And while he is, the shadow of a frightening warrior, he is clearly in retirement, has a wife, has a family, and is perfectly happy just growing his apples.
Ruin them.
So walking down the road,
We
coming towards your shop, I noticed that there was a hallway that led out the back of your shop into another building. Is that storage? What is in that other building? Do you mind me seeing that other building?
My home is back over there. While you saved my friend Sildar, I'm not necessarily super excited about inviting you into my home. Being tough guys, I'm sure you could force your way in there.
But on the sign, I saw that your house was actually, if I'm looking at your door, it's to the right of this. So what is the building that's actually straight behind your provisions?
So I have a storage room that is where I keep my backstock, and then I have the front of house where I keep my displayed merchandise, and that's how my little shop works.
I put my hand on Ryan's shoulder, say easy there. I don't know.
Show me what's in the room!
Martha's
I'm about to stealthily walk into the fucking room.
Martha's holding his hands up and being like, hey guys, I thought we were friends, but that's not.
It's just his normal backstock. Like, show me!
I don't
This is my fucking.
apologize.
This is my warehouse, man.
I don't know much about humans, but I feel as though this interaction is not socially.
This is not
on
super.
par. This feels awkward to me, but I really don't know. So
Yeah.
I mean, Meth, is this awkward?
You
Can
know-
tell me if this is awkward.
It seems aggressive.
You know things
The group responds with awkward.
It seems aggressive.
You know things are awkward if the robot is picking up on the awkward.
So we turn and walk.
Sildar looks at you guys and is like, I'm going to head on to the Stonehill Inn. If you guys want to join me, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you know where to find me. But I got to go put some real pants on.
Fair enough. Seems breezy.
I
this
asked
way.
him if he would mind giving me back my bow and arrows.
No
Safe
problem.
and down.
Sildar is happy
And
to
your
return
leather.
the extra armor. He even gives you the leather. He's like, I'm happy to be shirtless now that I have some pants. And he takes his rucksack pants, gives you the leather shirt back.
I
He moves
when he
on.
hands me the leather bag, I said, no, keep it to remember us.
Aw, what a sweetheart.
I don't think we'll need it to remember us.
I
And
mean,
then I asked
he's
Matt
thinking he's
that.
not going to need it. So.
Ever. I mean, you're not gonna need leather armor.
No.
Not with you
But
are.
if you have leather armor on your sides, you might be able to put them down and we can hide in them.
There's other things you can do
I
with
mean,
leather.
we do have some small people.
Ben Notton could just hide.
Right, like,
Just have pile of leather.
you literally just armor all of them.
So Sildar waves farewell to you guys and starts heading down the road.
Yes.
If you guys want to join him, you can. If not, you're welcome to do your own thing.
I think following him to the inn is probably
He
a
offered
good
us
call.
money. Let's go get our money.
Yeah, let's go get our cash.
All right. After he takes a couple steps out, you guys shout off to Sildar, "Hey, wait! We're gonna come with you." He loiters around, and y'all head on towards the center of town,
The Stonehill Inn.
I'm not gonna make us move the figs around. Ooh, I like that.
I'm gonna
That's a party moment. Like,
I'm gonna hang back half a step. After Ryan Cooper leaves Barthen's provisions, I will profusely apologize to Barthen and say I am so sorry. My friend is a bit odd. It is apparent.
He's a Dragonborn rogue. He's quite conflicted.
yeah, that's all it is. I mean, I'm kind of leading my own character.
On top of all that, he's not from this time. So
Also true. He's new to this world.
New to this realm, yeah.
Now, upon hearing
My sincere
Raylanar say this, I'm
my
like,
sincere
oh wait, so I was
sympathies.
right. This wasn't a good social
It was.
situation. I got it right.
You got it, bud. You got it.
Well done.
And then follow the group to Stonehill.
Okay. As you walk into Stonehill Inn, you are walking through town.
much as I've already described. As you come into this area is just like a big town square. There's a little well in the center, but otherwise is a big just like meeting place for the town. And you walk into Stonehill Inn. Stonehill Inn is a bustling place to be. In a town of only several hundred, there's 30 people in this place. So you know this is the happening spot. There's a bartender behind the bar. There's barmaids cruising around, running beers off the tables. There's tables full of humans. There's dwarves. There's elves. There's even the occasional little child that you can tell feels like he is a child of the owner because he's literally running around a bar like he owns the place. As you walk in, you can see a set of stairs that goes to the top, and it's clear that there is like a mezzanine on the inside with what looks like, hotel rooms or places to stay. And the bottom floor has a minstrel playing some music, and there's a lute getting played, and people are kind of singing and dancing. It's only about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys got your full night's sleep in the caves, made your progress onto town, and happy hour is in full swing in Phandalin at the Stonehill Inn.
Let's get some lunch.
Yeah, Sildar said that there was a man here for us to collect money from.
Yeah,
so let's follow Sildar
from?
and let's go find our 50 gold that we have to split.
8 ways.
7 ways.
7 ways. Sorry.
Sildar walks you in. Is like, let me introduce you to my friend Toblin. You walks you straight up to the bar. He leans over. It's a busy bar. The bartender's busy. The barmaids are running around. And finally, the bartender sees Sildar's face as he's leaning over. He's being a polite bar trip patron. He's not waving or anything. He's just waiting patiently, making the eye contact. The guy who's been described as Toblin comes running over to see his friend Sildar. Sildar, I thought you were dead. Everybody was saying such terrible things. We've been worried about you and Gundren. Is Gundren okay?
Gundren might be dead. Sildar almost died, but then we healed him. So he's okay.
I feel like Sildar would have to answer this.
Sildar didn't even have the chance to ask the question, and our Warforged...
He's a robot. He doesn't have a lot of
shouts out the answer.
No coup.
And Toblin is visibly shaken by the news.
So can I ask?
Is very excited. It's like, Sildar, I'm so glad you're okay. Head on up to room number 1. I will send a barmaid up immediately and get you fed and watered and everything. I'll have them bring whatever they need. Clearly, you have been, something has happened. While Sildar's been fully healed and has been licked clean by prestidigitation, the fact that he's wearing rucksack pants and an ill-fitting leather body armor that doesn't quite fit him right. He can just tell by the look in Sildar's eyes that has been not a good time. Sildar scurries up towards the stairs, but not before telling Toblin. It's like, Toblin, these guys saved my life. Please, give them 50 gold, put it on my tab, I'll get you some money, and first round's on me.
Alright, so we get a round of drinks.
Toblin disappears, Sildar whistles, or not Sildar, sorry. Sildar disappears, Toblin whistles, a barmaid comes running up, he whispers into the ear, barmaid runs back into the kitchen, immediately leaves with some food, headed to follow Sildar up the stairs.
We all get
my drink to meth.
We all get
Thank you.
7.14, so 7 gold pieces.
Thank you.
7 each, and the rest goes for a tip.
Sure.
Sure.
Actually, that's a great 7 all, and the rest goes to 2. I would be about
7 times 7 is 49. Right?
yeah.
It's really late.
7 times 7 is 49.
Yes.
One gold
Look,
tip to the
take the
barkeep.
guy.
One
finish
gold
the
tip to the bartender.
Degree. Yes.
Now, while I hand this one gold tip to the
My
bartender,
whole
I
thing
go,
is
are
math,
you sure
okay?
that that's all of the information that you know?
The bartender picks up the gold and was like, "This is a day's wage." Catches it in the air and was like, "I have no reason to hide anything from you."
Awesome.
That's the bartender. If he's heard any rumors about Cragmaw Castle, any adventurers that have gone there and haven't come back, or went there and then decided it was too dangerous.
I'm gonna play the
etc.
bartender as the manager because I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Honestly, being
Service
the
industry is fine.
innkeeper in
There are
this
other
town,
levels, you know what I mean, bartender.
all of my troubles come from those red brand bastards, and I'm not able to think outside of this zone. I know that those red brand bastards all have been living up at Tresendor Manor, which used to be the crowning achievement of this town. And those sons of bitches keep going up there, and he's just getting angrier and angrier. And then as he gets angrier, his wife comes out from the kitchen because she heard her man getting fussy, comes and puts her arms around Toblin and is like, Toblin, keep it quiet. You know that we shouldn't be saying that. And Trilena introduces herself. Toblin's like, "This is my wife, Trilena." Trilena's like, "Hey boys, nice to meet you all. I'm very sorry. The Red Brands are some bad people, but they make people disappear."
Do they wear red scarves?
Yes, that's why.
Do
they're
they
called the
hate
Red
puppies?
They probably hate puppies. They hate everything.
They hate
those bastards.
That's 100%
bastards.
fact. We need to solve this problem.
Well, Trilena tells you guys need to be careful. And as I tell my husband, Toblin, every time he starts saying negative things loudly, we must not forget the story of Thaldendrar, who used to be a woodcutter here in this town. And he stood up to the Red Brands, and they murdered him in town square right in front of everybody. Right outside these doors. Town square is right in the center. And I think he thought that everybody was going to keep him safe, and they murdered him in the streets. And after they dragged his body away, not only has nobody seen him ever again, but his wife and children have also gone missing. We don't really know.
We see
Can I do
his
If
problem.
you're going to talk about the Red Brands, I need you to keep your voice down, because you talking loudly about them could look bad on me, and we're not going to mess with that.
Can I do a perception roll and see if there's any thieves caught in this bar?
Yeah, sure. Roll away.
13.
There are no hidden symbols that you are able to notice in Stonehenge.
Is there anything that I can hear?
You hear a bar full of 30 people chattering away. There are, you're involved in a conversation, so you're not necessarily able to single out people on the conversation that's happening. But you can tell there are, definitely conversations happening all over the place. Barmaids are talking to tables. The bar is full. There's 5 tables full of groups of people all hanging out. Elves.
I feel like we've collected our gold from our thing.
I would like to lean into Tobin's wife.
Oh, yeah?
We've all been there,
Quietly.
buddy. We've all been there.
Come on, Miles.
There's 3-legged stools, I swear.
I know, I'm going to
They come out of nowhere.
away.
So I lean in and
That's
I
why
say,
I offered the 4-legged stool.
No.
I literally just.
I almost took you up on the offer earlier.
So I lean in and say the problem with that guy was he was a woodcutter. We're fresh cutters. And I lean back rather proud of myself for
Matt,
what
I
I
see
think
you like.
What does that mean?
it's a very intimidating thing to say, or very strong
What's your
thing to
robot?
say.
Like, what?
So while you're listening, Ryan,
What's your robot voice?
you're not really hearing a whole lot. There is
My
like a
robot
table
voice?
of people
I
kind of
don't know.
leaning in and they're talking
like-
about
like,
the
I mean-
upgrades.
They're not supposed to.
You're talking about work rates?
Robot voice.
Orc
Yes,
rates.
sir.
Okay, can I
Have a soul.
stealthily walk
What's your
towards
accent?
that table to hear more?
Yes. You walk over to the table away from the party that is talking to Toblin and his wife. And there's a table that's talking about work raids. How do you want to... You just going to like sneak over with your back to them and like try
Yeah, just kind of like eavesdrop, if you will.
Okay, so as you remove yourself from the conversation at hand, you hear a table of miner folk that look similar to your friend Peaches. They're a bunch of old people that have been mining out in the mountains and the hills, and you can hear them talking about how the goblin raids on the trail aren't quite as bad as the orc raids out east. And that the orc bastards make the goblins look friendly.
Miss Trilena, I want to give you my word that no ill will come to you or your fine establishment by any of our conversations here today.
Well, aren't you just the sweetest? I like you. Hey, buy him another drink. We put him on my tab.
Just a water, please. Just a water.
Well, then can I at least go cook you something in the back? Let me make you some
I
food.
would absolutely love that.
I got you a grilled cheese made with the finest cheeses from Phandalin milk. If you've never had Phandalin milk grilled cheese, you ain't had nothing. She goes back into the back and starts cooking.
Perfect.
As she leaves, I put my hand around Ray Lar and say, "So we're gonna kill these guys, right?"
You're done for.
Or to do a charisma roll, or what do I?
What are you trying to do?
Like, I'm trying to sit down, or at least come around to that table and be like, "So out east, the orcs are really bad," or something. You know
just
what I
kind
mean?
of like trying to get in.
Yeah, just trying to start a conversation with these guys.
Just tell them how you want to start the conversation to start.
Okay,
And then he'll
so
ask
I don't turn around quickly. I turn around not very slowly, but turn around in a very normal way in a bar and go, "Hey guys, we were just at this area of town, or we were just north of town, and I hear that you were saying that the orc is really bad west, or to the east."
East, yeah. Out by Wyvern Tor, there's been just these orc raids that are brutal. They're leaving scalps behind, and all kinds of crazy stuff. There's been the goblin raids that have been affecting us here in Phandalin. Obviously, we have those red brand assholes. But really, the scariest thing in our neighborhood is the fact that these orcs are throwing down.
Okay.
And then there's a little kid running around. There's barmaids. There's everything's happening in here.
I would like
Activity.
to gather rumors around the bar about more information about the red brands. I'll do it hush hush style so no one gets in trouble. Just approach each and every conversation with, "We're new in town. We're absolutely disgusted with what we're hearing about these guys. What can you tell us? I know they're at Transcendent Manor. Can you give us a little bit more information?"
The first table that you walk up to, you go and you ask about the red brands, just kind of like walking up on them, be like, "Hey, what do you guys know about the red brands?" and the 3 people sitting at that table that were like laughing and having a fun conversation look at you, get like a really sullen look in their eyes, and the 3 of them stand up and walk to like opposite corners of the room. And they
Maybe
wanna
we
have
don't
nothing-
bring this up.
They don't have
to the
nothing to do with
community.
you or this conversation.
Yeah.
So at the same table that I'm sitting at, I go, do we know anything else about where the orcs are from? Or why they're attacking other than gold?
That's just it. Those
I don't
orcs
know.
are scary folk. They
It's
kill for
rough.
blood. They don't always need gold or treasure or food or anything. Sometimes they just kill because they like the color of red war paint.
To switch.
So as you're in this room, kind of looking around, Raylanar, as you're walking around the room chatting with people, the little kid that's been running around bumps right into you and is like, "Oh, sorry, mister."
Hey, it's all right.
The little kid, the little kid looks at you after bumping off of you and was like, "You don't seem too mean, but you've got some real mean friends with you, mister."
They're not all too mean. They just look mean. Except for that guy, and I'll point to Brick Rock.
Yeah.
Don't talk to him.
That guy, he's mean.
But that guy over there, and point to Flynn.
The nicest man. Well, the nicest person.
You will murder a
Well-
human to save a puppy.
The nicest soul you'll ever meet.
And the little kid, after you point over to Flint, the little kid's jaw drops because he's a child. He's never seen anything like this in his entire life. And he comes up and starts poking at you. You're like, "What even are you?"
I take a few seconds before I even realize anything is happening. I'm like, "You're very small."
You know? Good.
I'm not small. I'm 10.
And a half.
Yeah.
I'm
Nice to meet you, Tim. I'm Flint.
And a half. Nice to meet you, 10 and a half. I'm Flynn.
Oh my god.
That is amazing.
I'm
Guys,
10
you
and a
are
half.
so
My
strong.
name's Pip. My dad owns this place. And thank you for being friendly. What even are you?
I am a Warforged, a mighty warrior. I got trapped in the rock side, and it's a little embarrassing.
And just with all the awkwardness / grace that 10-year-olds have, you answered his question, and he turns and runs off into the restaurant.
What a weird species.
He says, "I can't wait to tell Carp about you," and then runs off.
Okay, so I get up from the table, walk over to the bartender, who all my friends are in the midst of a conversation with, and ask the bartender, "What do you know about Tressender Manor?"
Tresendor Manor, that's where the Red Brands hang out and sleep at night. Over on that end of town is a bar called the Sleeping Giant, and that's where all the Red Brands hang out.
And then I also ask, if we go to the right, we go to the Shrine of Luck. What is the Shrine of Luck?
The Shrine of Luck is the shrine to Timora, who is the goddess of luck. Sister Gariel runs that place, and she's good people. If there's anyone in this town that you can trust, it's most certainly her. But yeah, that's it. The Red Brands, they stay out at Tresendor Manor. They're trouble. Everybody hates
Are they
them around
thieves?
here. I think we've made it all clear. They're thieves. They're bullies. They're gangsters. They like to run around and shake everybody in this town down for protection money. And honestly, everybody in this town pays that protection money because our town leader is a total chump.
Where does our town leader stay?
His name is Harbin Wester, and he has the town master's hall, and his little his home is down around the corner near the Alderleaf's farm.
I see an E. Apparently.
But down,
It's a Harbin Wester home.
but Harbin Wester is a fat old chump, man. That guy ain't worth the cost of his britches. And he can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned. Everybody in this town thinks so, except for those red brands because they walk all over him like he's a doormat.
How much are his britches worth?
Not much.
I love Flint.
Yeah.
What if I told you
All
that
right.
you don't have to pay that protection money anymore?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, hey, we're level 2s. We got some.
When they show up, I
have
pay.
smites now.
Wait, say again?
I have 2 attacks.
When they show up, I pay.
Well, next time they
the only
show
person
up,
in this whole town that doesn't pay the red brands is Hollia Thornton, and she runs the Miners Exchange.
Hollia Thornton?
And she is a scary woman.
Hell
While she
yeah.
runs the Miners Exchange, it's
Amen.
very clear that she's a tough lady because she tells the red brands to kick rocks when they show up at her place. And she hasn't gone missing like the woodworker and his family. So there's something going on with that lady. It's not a kind relationship. I'm not suggesting that she's friends with the red brands or nice to the red brands. She's probably the meanest to the red brands out of all of us, but for some reason she gets away with it.
next time they come and they try to make you pay, you let us know.
If I'm able
we're
to get
here.
away, I'll run down to Town Master's Hall and I'll ring that bell if I think that's something that I can do, but I just don't necessarily see that being an option. When they come looking for money, there's usually 12 of them, and they're usually drunk from drinking at the Sleeping Giant. And
12 means 2 apiece, drunk means even easier.
all right. I like you guys. If y'all wanted to stay here for the night, I could make you a deal on a room. You helped my friend Sildar, and I appreciate that. I'll do it for 5 silver pieces a room, normally 1 gold piece.
I think
but if you guys are interested in that, I will totally give you my homie discount.
I'll take care of
My friend
everybody.
Sildar, and your willingness to.
Get the whole tab.
I got the whole tab.
The generous rogue.
So
I'm
why
also
hasn't the
the- I'm also
goddess
the
of
very
luck
count
helped
as
with
well.
the red brands?
Say what?
Why hasn't the goddess of luck helped
So we
with the
need
red brands?
1, 2.
It's
I
7
don't need
total.
1.
7
No.
total.
I don't need 7 total, honestly. I
7
need,
total people.
yeah, I need
Yeah.
4 rooms because y'all stay
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Mel May and Brick Rot stay together,
Mhm.
and me and Ray Lenar will stay together.
Well, I'm not
planning
6
on staying
rooms.
in a room.
No, you're not staying in a room. You're just watching out
No,
for
no,
your
I'm-
homie
I'm-
meth.
You're just hanging
I've
out
got
with that.
actually a different plan this time.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
So, yes.
Hey,
I'm also not
we'll
resting.
be in a room.
Yeah, I'm paying for a room for both of y'all.
It's only like 2:00 in the afternoon. Y'all
Yeah.
don't need to like.
No, I'm just throwing
Look,
the
if
cash
I
down.
want to be in a room with a robot, I will be, okay? You can't tell me not to be. This is China.
I would
No
like
matter what
to
country I'm in.
Go check out the Shrine of Luck.
I saw those robots
I
do
hope-
in China. That's crazy, man.
I'm going with him to the Shrine of Luck.
Awesome. And we can even do this.
I actually
good. You should
Because that's the
also,
Shrine of Luck, you know. And that's
interested
Yeah.
in joining the
So-
Shrine of Luck.
Here's him. We've already dropped him off.
Okay. Sildar has retired to his room at the Stonehill Inn. He's very exciting about getting a proper rinse and not just a magical one.
There's something about that nice hot water just makes a difference.
You know this?
Yeah.
Y'all head off to the Shrine of Tymora. You walk into the building. It is one of those buildings that's very clear that there was an old building there, and the new building has been fashioned upon the stones that remained from 100 years ago. And inside is a shrine that's like mossy of a woman who is presenting a bowl, and down in that bowl you can see that it is full of a liquid.
I just stand directly in front of the statue looking at it in silence.
So you walk in and you stand in front of the statue in silence. What's everybody else doing?
Is it an offering bowl?
It is full of liquid. It does not seem to be an offering bowl. Down underneath where the statue is holding the bowl of liquid is a little rug that's down on the ground, and there are the occasional flowers and individual gold and silver and copper coins that look like they have been left. A little satchel that's been tied with a neat little string, and gifts seem to be kind of laying on the ground underneath that. While you were observing that, a sweet elven woman comes out and introduces herself as Sister Gariel, who is the keeper of Tymora's shrine, which the locals often forget that Tymora is her name, and it's not just the Shrine of Luck. Rather, Tymora is the goddess of luck, and this is a shrine meant to honor her.
Could I do an investigation roll just to see what I see around the whole shrine?
Investigate away.
14.
You see just what I've described.
Sure.
There's some candles lit in the corner, and there is, you didn't notice before, but there is a little, altar boy equivalent who is sweeping up around the shrine.
Right.
Ragnar will light a candle, offer a gold coin, and say his prayers.
I like that.
I stand there observing Ragnar, and when he finishes, I ask, "Did you do that?"
I'm trying to figure out the word.
Right response, yeah.
It is expected of the faithful to give our offerings and ask for the blessings of the gods whenever possible. This being the only shrine in town? Absolutely.
As you say that, Sister Gariel walks up and says, spoken like only the pious can speak. May I bless you, sir?
Please.
Tymora dips her fingers into the bowl of the statue, and flicks the water from it in your face with a very sweet smile on her face, and you feel the warming blessing of inspiration.
Awesome.
Ooh, you have inspiration.
Thank you, sir.
Pretty dope.
I asked her, "Why did you do that?"
She says, "Well, Mechanical One, I am a priestess for Tymora. Tymora has saved my life, and in return, I live my life for her. This statue is one of the few things that remained from the orc sacking of Phandalin 100 years ago that emptied it out, where every last person that lived here was murdered. And somehow, while the town was destroyed and burned, my goddess's shrine remained. And so when Phandalin started being rebuilt, I left Neverwinter to come down here and represent the goddess of luck, Tymora, because I had heard that the shrine remained. There's only 4 of these shrines on the Sword Coast, while there used to be everywhere, and I am happy to be the keeper of this one.
So do the Red Brands pray to Tymora? Is that why they control the town?
The Red Brands don't pray to anything.
As you finish that statement, I look at her and say that I feel what you've come from, because the world that I've come from before was full of war, full of tribulation, and we needed to band together. And if there's only 4 of you now, that reminds me of my hometown where there were only 100,000 of us before. Or my homeworld, there were only 100,000 of us before.
You are a being from another place, I see.
Yes, I am.
Well, welcome to Torah, and we're happy to have you here, and especially Phandalin. Phandalin has been going through tough times. Those Red Brands that you mentioned before have been running us ragged. The goblins prey on our supplies coming in from Neverwinter, and
we killed all of them.
And everyone that tries to escape to the east, we hear word that they're slaughtered by the orcs.
Yes.
With the ocean to the west and the Mare of Dead Men to the south, we feel pretty locked in down here. And so I'm happy to make your acquaintance, and together we can make each other safer.
I say thank you and hand her 1 gold piece.
Ah, bless you. She takes the gold piece and instead of putting it into her pocket, walks over in front of the shrine, covers it with both hands, looks up at Tymora's eyes in the statue, and then closes her eyes, mumbles a few words, and then silently lays the gold coin down on the mat in front of the statue, and then walks over, dips her fingers into the water, and says, "May I bless you?"
Yes.
And then she flicks the water into your face, says a few words in her native elven tongue, and you also feel the blessing of inspiration. What's that?
What does she say?
Are you speak elven? She says what seems like a repeatable prayer, the same thing that you heard her say. It's a few short sentences, and she repeated that same prayer to Tymora. That was the same thing that she said to you during that blessing.
Okay.
I tell her that we've already killed the goblins, and we're going to kill the Red Brands. And we'll probably kill the orcs too. But Tymora, having luck on our side, having a goddess on our side, seems like it would be beneficial. So Tymora just rewards the faithful?
It's not that Tymora rewards the faithful, it's that only the faithful seem to gain the benefit of Tymora's reward.
I hand her a gold piece and I say, I remember being taught at a certain point how to pray, so I will stay here and pray. And I kneel in front of the altar and I go into kind of shutdown mode and pray in the way that I know how, even though it probably actually isn't actually praying.
Well, Sister Dariel appreciates that, and while she does do the same ritual of dipping her fingers into the water and misting your face with it, she also goes into the back and says, "I think you might find this equally as useful." And she has some metal lubricant and some oil polish, and she kind of takes a moment to shine your feet. And as the priestess, she wants to wash your feet for entering into her shrine with humility.
I say thank you, and I am staying in front of the statue for now.
Did you say the mayor of the dead?
You get your inspiration. I'm sorry.
Did you say the mayor of the dead to the south?
Oh, Mayor of Dead Men. It's just a
Mayor
swamp.
of Dead.
It's a swamp where creepy things happen and people go missing. And it's just a scary swamp lands. But honestly, with all of the other treachery that abounds, the Mayor of Dead Men is more of a legendary scary place versus having people return from there and saying that death occurs there. It's just I think it's more of a scary environment than actually a place of danger.
So this is not the first we've heard of the awful acts of the Red Brands.
Well, I'm not surprised one bit. The Red Brands have never done anything good.
They hurt puppies.
We've been here in this town.
It's okay.
I was among the
We will
first.
take care of them.
I was among the first to bring Phandalin back, but it's really only the last 10 or 15 years that Phandalin has been making its comeback. And for many of those 15 years, we lived a good life here that was off the beaten path. And the Red Brands have really only shown up in the last 3 or 4 months causing trouble. I'm pretty sure that they're a gang from Neverwinter, and they came down here finding greener pastures and easier prey. We don't have anybody here to stand up for us, and I think that's what led them from Neverwinter. Was in Neverwinter they had town guard and things like that.
We are now here to help take care of.
Yeah, in the pose that only anime can pull off, Raylanar will glisten in his imposing form.
Takes off his shirt. He's like Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
That exactly.
Yeah.
Just minus all the muscle, like zero muscle.
Zero,
but
all the fat,
Yeah.
zero muscle. Just It's like a Rocco's Modern Life version of Full Metal Alchemist. Just like no. I do want to add.
Yeah, we cannot and will not allow such treacherous acts to continue.
Yeah.
So any information that you can provide will help us.
You guys seem like the opposing side of treachery. I will tell you that out east, not quite as far as the orcs go, but a little bit up into the woods, while moving east from here, there is a banshee named Agatha. And Agatha is a banshee who is a very scary and terrifying foe. I would not suggest that you guys should fight her.
Agatha is.
However, Agatha the banshee, as with most banshees, will answer one question if you are able to get her to not kill you. I've tried to go out there. Since Agatha is a terrifying banshee, I have gone out there by myself, trying to not be imposing. And the 2 times that I've been out there by myself, I have not been able to find Agatha. And I have, the last time I went, I actually got run up on by the orcs. And since I was by myself, I really just got ran off, and all I had to do was run away and escape.
Agatha's the orc queen, basically.
I wish. No, it was a banshee.
Okay. But she's also out towards the east?
Yes, not as far as the orcs are out.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
This little scroll down there at the bottom, if you guys want to write things that you've heard down there on the big board, you're welcome to write them down there as a reminder for everybody else.
I fucking don't.
I mean,
I'm not.
I wrote the red stuff, if that helps, but
I'm not awful.
It's
about 100 times better.
Yeah, I got.
I would like to take this night, our campaign night, and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Sister Gariel will suggest that you head on back to the Stonehill Inn for a nice, sleepy night of sleep, and recover from your wounds and your travel. If you have any more questions or conversation you'd like to have with her,
I guess I
I'm
will answer
happy
one
to,
question.
to have that conversation. But
I do too.
I tell her.
starting to be evening time.
I tell her. I've had a lot of luck in my life. I'm explaining the story of me getting trapped.
You've had one bit of luck.
I have things on my table, but I haven't.
It sounds
That
like
was me. Meth.
sounds like you've
Hey,
been wrestling.
Angus.
From
Sounds
the
like
east.
Meth
I
saving you was a
actually
giant
know
stroke
it
of
is,
luck.
You've had one good bit of
Sure.
luck.
The odds were that you probably should have just stayed there.
But it took 2 years even for that to happen.
It did take a while. Sorry, I can't make
So-
luck happen fast.
Perhaps I need
Red
it.
brands.
I would like to just stay here, if you don't mind.
You'd like to stay in the Shrine of Timora?
Yes, just overnight, just in front. Of the
Sleep
shrine.
there.
No, I'm cool with that.
If the sister does not mind.
I definitely.
What is
I mean,
your
I'm
what is
cool
your
with
goal?
it.
If you'd like to come home
I think
with
it's
me,
all of the long breaks are
I'd
good
be
long
happy
breaks,
to
right?
let you stay at my home. If you'd like to stay in the shrine, I'm just next door. But if you'd like to stay in the shrine, I can understand wanting to spend time with Timora, and I'm happy to
I think
facilitate
he's
that
just
as well.
sleeping there.
No, I'll just
Taking
I'll
his time.
stand
Spending
here
some
in
extra
front of the
time.
shrine.
All right.
So elegantly put.
Yes. Oh yeah, and obviously we take the long rest, I'll power down in front of
Well,
her.
clearly.
But that's
Red brand.
yeah, that's where I'm spending the night.
Let's take over, or not like charge. What do you want me to put down here for red brands? Anything, or do we remember that they're there? You know what I mean?
Just leave that as a note.
Yeah, like they're there.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else have anything they feel like they need to accomplish on this day? We went a little bit over. Sorry, Dennis.
No, I'm
Yeah.
happy with it.
I'm okay doing it next session, but before in-game's day ends, I'd like to go to Lion Shield Costa.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's not quite like bedtime or anything yet. You know, you guys.
No, we're not doing a rest, are we?
You guys are at the like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. The sun's still
Yeah.
up. It's summertime.
Let's do,
We've got a couple hours of sunlight.
5 p.m.
There you go.
You know, right? Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
DM?
It's 5 p.m. There's still a couple hours of sun left in the day. And we will wrap up at the Shrine of Timora.
Oh, I thought you had it. What's your address again?
627 Woolsey.
627 Woolsey.
Just like my wireless. Exclamation point.
You want me to drive you home?
Does anybody have anything else they need?
No, sir.
No.
All right.
I think that's it for the night.
Well, that will be it for the night for all of us. Thank you guys for following along. Don't forget to check us out, subscribe, and get to reminded next week when things go up. Share us on Reddit, spread the word, tell your friends. We're watching some good stuff. We got some Texan nerds here having a good time, hammering through Lost Mines of Phandelver. So, thank you.
Do you want me to drive you home?
No, she made it all the way to Zang. And she was just like,
So
wait.
close.
Yeah, like,
So close.